in chat here on Twitch, and we'll be sending messages out to those players to come join the chat as well. So Matt, you've played in a few of these charity tournaments, and the structures aren't 2 to 3 day structures. We're talking 8-minute levels, 5,000 chips. What's your strategy when you start playing one of these things, man?
Make quads. That's step one. I know we're live and everything right now, and I'm continuing to check here, but I currently have the quads. So that's.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I got the quad aces.
Talk through it.
It's 5 way to the flop. We've checked all the way to the river. I'm facing a min bet on the river. We're gonna jack him up a little bit. We're gonna see what he's made of. Old go pack go. Hopefully he has the jack 10. I don't really expect to get paid here, but wishful thinking.
All right, let's see what happens here.
Oh, we got a call. He called with 10 high.
Hey, it's for it's for the kids.
That's a strong
it's for
call.
charity.
If I knew 10 high was going to call me, I would have started betting a lot sooner.
I love it. Well, everybody, we're going to be talking poker throughout the night, but more importantly, we have some great guests. Our first guest in about 5 minutes or so is going to be the CEO of Miracle Flights. We're going to have Mark Brown with us. We're also going to have somebody from the presenting sponsor of Finley Volkswagen. So we're going to give it a little bit of time. We're going to send some notes out to come into the chat, and we're going to watch Matt play some poker. So Matt, being in Las Vegas, like right now, people actually have the opportunity to go play in the HyperX Esports Arena via the gaming machines through the Miracle Flights Faded Spade Club portal. So, how cool is that? Like, what a cool idea by Miracle Flights to bridge the two, virtual poker and an esports arena type poker environment.
Yeah, I mean, this is something that I really would like to see a lot more on a collaborative side of things. I don't know how we gamify poker more than it already is, but anytime we see this crossover between esports and gambling, it seems to like really hit that niche of poker, and we all know esports is big business. We all know that that's where the eyeballs are and where the true growth is. So I think anytime that we're able to merge these two industries together, it's a big win for both.
Hell yeah, man. Who does a great job of that? The World Poker Tour does a great job of that with all their final tables actually occurring at the HyperX Esports Arena. So, hopefully once live poker gets back up and running, we'll be able to see those happen again. And I think you're going to see this more and more, esports and poker coming together through different organizations. I know Poker Go has been doing it, and et cetera. So,
yeah.
So here we go, guys. Berkey is already up 10% of his stack. He's going for that Hawaii vacation. Who are you looking forward to seeing the most, man, before they get on? So, we've got Richard Kind, Oksana Bayul, Brad Garrett, Michael Ian Black. Like, these are some big names and big celebrities who also have a passion for poker.
Yeah, I have questions for all of them. I'm a hard-hitting investigative journalist these days. So, I want to really grill Oksana about the Nancy Kerrigan, Tanya Harding thing, because I'm sure she hasn't been talked to death with that. Brad Garrett, I actually used to play with back at the Tropicana whenever he had I think he had a residency there. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm fairly certain he did. Michael Ian Black, I first came in contact with him in college watching this show Ed that I'm sure nobody's ever seen. It's a great show. So I have a litany of questions for these guys.
I love it. Yeah, man. It's funny. We kind of grew up, I don't know what we are, Matt. I don't know if we're new school, if we're old school, if we're middle school when it comes to poker. I'm not really sure.
Sure.
But we kind of like crossed that line being the ages we are, where we remember, some of these sitcoms from the early 2000s and the late 90s. And then also things like the Olympics in 94 when Oksana Bayul won it. So it'll be fun to talk with those folks.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm surprised you haven't been all in yet, man. Like, what's going on here?
I mean, I played one hand as aces. I'm here to win.
I just love the fact that you had quads and that it was aces.
I feel like I won the minimum somehow.
All right. Well, what we're going to do here, we're going to try and actually stay a little bit ahead of the game. In a couple of minutes, we're going to be bringing in Mark Brown, the CEO of Miracle Flights, and we're going to be bringing you in a live feed from the HyperX Esports Arena, where there are some people over there playing this virtual tournament in a gaming atmosphere. And shout out to the 84 folks who are now registered for the tournament. Again, re-entries through the first, I think, 8 levels, $50 donation to try and get that Hawaii package up top. And if you're watching the show, or if you've seen the posts on social media, you guys have 64 minutes, 8 levels to get in and donate. So you can register even if you haven't registered yet. What do you think about that, Matt? 64 minutes of late registration?
I am currently soliciting my entire community to get out there, donate to a good cause, attempt to win a Hawaii vacation. I just accidentally been raised here. I didn't realize what was going on. I thought I was raising the blinds. Turns out under the gun open. This is gonna get messy.
Well, we're on a 90-second delay, so as long as they don't tank on you too bad, you can talk about what you got.
Well, I'm personally not on delay. So anybody watching my feed is getting it in real time. But oh no, I guess actually they're getting your 90-second delay, so that's fine. I have trips because that's what happens when you misclick. You just
that's right. Why don't you let people know? So we are streaming this, obviously, twitch.tv/FadedSpadeCards. We've been advertising that, but Matt generously offered to stream this on his channel too, to his entire following. And where can people watch from your standpoint too?
Yeah, you can just head to YouTube //solve4why, and we're live streaming there. So that I get this right, how do they register if they want to play?
So what they're going to do is they're going to go to miracleflights.org/poker.
Okay.
They can still donate. When they donate, they're going to get an automated email reply back with the registration instructions.
Perfect.
So then just follow those instructions, and within 5 minutes or so, they will be playing.
All right. I'm sending them in droves.
Bring in the Solve4Why community, baby. Here we go. All right, what is up next? We're going to bring in Mark Brown. We're going to bring in a representative from Findlay Volkswagen. Here we go. We're going to invite him in right now, and then we're going to have some fun with adjusting the screen. So hang tight, everybody.
Oh, poor Go Pack Go. I got him.
And guys, I don't know if you can hear me, Mark. How are you?
Hey there.
And just as you enter, we are also bringing in the live feed from the HyperX Esports Arena. And Mark, just as you enter, Matt Berkey decides to double up and crush somebody's dreams during this Miracle Flights charity poker tournament. So I don't know, you might be the good luck charm for Matt tonight.
I've got 2 9s going on, and I had to cut out to do this. So.
Come on, you could multitask. Well, everybody, we are joined by Mark Brown, the CEO of Miracle Flights. Mark, I just wanted to take a minute to ask you maybe to share the mission of Miracle Flights, because I have had such an unbelievable time working with your team. I know it is a mission that so many people get behind. Maybe you could share with our viewers and the players, what Miracle Flights and the mission is all about.
Sure. Well, first of all, I want to thank Faded Spade for everything they've done and helped us put this together. We've been around Las Vegas for 35 years, and our mission is to fly sick kids to distant medical care that may not exist in their community. So pre-COVID, we were doing about 700 flights a month all over the country. Many of these kids have rare diseases, and there may be one doctor or hospital in the country that treats that. And so if a parent gets a diagnosis, sick child, and they need to go to another doctor, can't afford it, that's where we come in. So as I said, we were doing 700 flights a month. We've done well over 130,000 flights in our existence.
Awesome. And that's just amazing when you think about that number. And I know you guys have some wonderful sponsors. We'll be talking about them tonight. Southwest, Marksman, RDI, presented obviously by Findlay. And I believe we have a representative from Findlay that's with us. Is that right? Oh, we'll see. I know the HyperX Esports Arena is trying to get some sound in. And if not, we'll just keep plugging away and getting flexible here, Mark.
Yeah, Melissa from Findlay VW, they've been a great sponsor of ours. Good times, bad, they step up and help us. And we couldn't be more thrilled that they were able to step up as the main sponsor for this tournament. They're a wonderful partner, and we couldn't do what we do day in and day out without them.
I love it. Well, as long as, even if we don't have sound coming from HyperX right now, that's okay. I think that's wonderful to say too. And, I feel like anybody that actually spends their budgetary money to support some type of fundraising cause or some type of charity, really it's money well spent, right? So shout out to Findlay, shout out to all the sponsors that you see rotating here on the live stream. So Mark, while you're still with us, why don't you share a little bit about like your passion for poker, right? I know you have a little bit of a passion for poker, so tell us about it.
I do. I like to give other people my money, number one, I guess. But in a previous lifetime, I actually had an online poker site. Uh, it was called um, an OP, National League of Poker,
Yep.
and we had players from all over the country. So it really was my first experience to poker, online poker, and people are serious, man. You know, we would have tournaments, sometimes cash tournaments, $10. We'd have 500 people playing.
Yep.
So it was a great online poker experience. Learned a lot about the players, learned to love the players. We had a gentleman, Mike Sexton, who I know you're familiar with, and many people out there are, was our spokesperson. So it's been a wonderful ride, and you know, coming in contact with you guys brings this organization back in to the poker world, and we love it. And we couldn't have a better partner than Faded Spades.
Love it. Well, thank you for saying that. Now, Matt, you're a veteran of the poker industry at the ripe old age of 38, I think, right? So,
Yep.
you know, when you see organizations like Miracle Flights want to actually use poker as a fundraising platform, you know, what goes through your mind?
I mean, I think it's a no-brainer, to be honest. I'm actually kind of sad we don't see a whole lot more of this type of collaborative effort in the industry as a whole. Um, you know, live charity events do really well. I think it's a great social atmosphere, and it's a good way to raise money at a higher price point. But online just scales, right? And when you're able to add in this element of the video conference calling and bringing in high profile guests like Brad Garrett and the like. I think there's a real future in this, to be honest. And I hope that it continues to grow. I think this is an area of the community that we just like kind of don't pay enough attention to. And given the zero sum nature of poker, it's nice to find a proactive way to give back to great causes like Miracle Flights.
There it is, man. You've heard it from Matt. And Matt, you know, I think, you know, when I asked you if you wanted to do this, Mark, Matt was like, snap call. Absolutely. Let's go. You know, how can I support it? How can I be of help? So Mark, you know, I know, you know, we're trying to stay on our run of show, which we'll see how well that goes. But, you know, for folks that want to learn more about Miracle Flights, that want to get more involved, where can they go? What can they do?
Well, of course, first place to go is our website, which is miracleflights.org. And there they can learn anything they need to about the charity. And of course, we have a donate button on there, big and bold and ready to go. But also, if anybody personally needs help with a sick child or knows of anybody, that's also the same place to start. And you know, believe it or not, even during these times, there are still children that are flying that have to fly. They may need that special chemotherapy treatment or that special cancer treatment, or they can't miss their appointment. And so I really urge anybody out there, if they have a need directly or through somebody that they know that we might be able to help, reach out, because we're here, we're working, we're open, and we're flying people all over the country, even during these times.
There you go, Mark. Well, thank you so much for joining us, man. And hey, if you want to pop on any more later, just shoot me a text. We'll get you back in here. But for now, hopefully you get dealt nines again. Hopefully you flop top set, you get it in good, and we see you make a deep run at this thing.
I lost my 3 nines, man, but it was worth it. Thank you.
Thank
and
you,
Matt,
Mark.
thank you. And I just want to do a quick shout out to Brad Garrett and Michael Ian Black and Richard Kine, and of course the amazing Oksana Bial, who've all reached out to help us. And we couldn't do this without all the celebrities and other people out there that have jumped up for us. So thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you very much, man. So there you go, Mark Brown, the CEO of Miracle Flights. Mark, you can go ahead and just bounce out of Zoom and we'll take care of the rest, man.
All right. Awesome. Thank you.
Take care, Mark.
Bye.
Well, Berkey, I see your cat is also the star of the show, man. I mean, is he misclicking for you? What's going on? I saw you lost a little bit of chips.
Man, he just loves attention. He loves the camera. Can't get him away from it.
All right. So do me a favor. While you guys are actually, while I'm working something out here, why don't you walk through the hand, if you remember, that you doubled on?
Yeah, I got pretty fortunate. I misclicked pre-flop with queen 10 of spades. Went 4 ways to the flop. Got quite fortunate. Came queen, queen 9. I bet half pot. I got raised the minimum by my man Go Pack Go, and we called. Turn was another 9. I check called, I think half pot again, and then the river was a beautiful 10. So I shoved for a little bit over pot. He had 9-8. Pretty unlucky to lose full house to full house. And yeah, we got a double stack.
And there we go. It looks like Go Pack Go did re-enter. So thank you for that. That's another $50 donation. And just for everybody, we are actually going to have another guest from Miracle Flights come on in here for the next 10 minutes or so. And then we should be shooting the breeze with Brad Garrett here in a little bit, Matt. So, hopefully you're still in this thing, but I'm going to go ahead and put money on that you donk him off before Brad.
I'm not going anywhere, man.
All right, let's bring Robert in and let's see what we got going on next. There he is. Is that the Robert Sanchez? Ricky, I see. Your cat is also the star of the show, man. I mean, is he misclicking for you? What's going on? I saw you lost a little bit of chips.
Man, he just loves attention. He loves the camera. Can't get.
They actually heard that again. I'm going to send him that. Robert, if you could hear that, if you could just mute the stream on that computer, or who knows if that's possible because they're actually in the esports arena where it might be on the microphone. We're getting feedback from that. So just a heads up. All right. You're on, Robert. We hear you.
Go Pack Go.
All right. Well, we are hearing the delay feed from the HyperX Esports Arena in the background. We're going to see if Robert can't fix that. And if not, that's okay. Matt and I will just keep shooting the breeze. We're trying to do something fun with the Esports Arena from that regard, but it might not work out and we might just stick to the Zoom. All right. That's all right. We're going to come back over here. And Matt, I'm going to go to us again. Or I'll just stick right here and see if this works out. All right. Wow. Richard Kind is in the waiting room. He's not on for like 45 minutes. So, man, he must be eager to play and like get going.
Can't blame him.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and text them and just let them know that their audio isn't coming through because of the delay. And Matt, why don't we talk a little bit about what you experienced?
Yeah. Hey, Tom, can you hear us?
Oh, we got you now. All right. Good. We figured it out.
Hey, yeah, you can hear me, right?
Yeah, we got you. All that there was before was just some feedback from the audio in the arena, which was covering your voices. But you guys are on and you're ready to roll.
Good deal. I wanted to just introduce you to our good friend Melissa at Finley VW. So I just wanted to give her a moment. She's an incredible sponsor, her and her team, and there's no way we could have pulled this off without her. So I wanted to give her just a quick moment.
Please do. And thank you so much for being flexible while we figure that out. That was a heck of a text chain. But go ahead. Please let us know all about Finley VW and why this was so important for you guys to be a part of.
You know, we're totally stoked when they brought it up to us and said, are you interested in sponsoring? For those who don't know, Volkswagen it translates literally to people's car. And we really believe that there's nothing more important than people, especially little people. And, you know, it's a weird time, and we certainly need to spread a lot of love and peace. And these little kids are fighting for their lives. And anything we can do to support them and get them the medical care they need, like there's no limit to what someone should do to help this organization. So we're pretty stoked and excited to be here.
So, man, love it. Well, look, on behalf, and I don't know if you heard Mark, but Mark had nothing but praises for you guys. You know, I know Matt lives in Las Vegas and was talking to me about your company beforehand. And, you know, thank you so much for being a part of this. Thank you for being so flexible while we figured out a way to get you on camera without too much of an echo in the background. Oh, we got you now. Everything you're doing and as the presenting sponsor is so appreciated. And shout out to you guys, because without you guys, there wouldn't be 90 people playing in this thing right now. So much appreciation.
Well, we thank you, and I hope everybody has a great time and donate a lot of money.
There you go. Pleasure.
Thanks.
And then you could just bounce right off.
Perfect.
I just wanted to give her a moment. She's an incredible sponsor, her and her team, and there's no way we could.
Hey, not bad, man. Hey, I mean, I guess we're nothing but flexible, right, Matt?
Yeah, you got to be on the fly.
All right, so here we go. So we are going to wait for Brad Garrett to jump in. He'll be zooming in from somewhere, not at the arena, but he will be somewhere. And did you see that sick setup at the arena?
Yeah, it's nice.
I mean, damn, man. That was just sick. And it looks like all the chairs are full. People are having a good time.
Which esport arena is this coming from?
HyperX at the Luxor.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah.
That's where they've been playing the WPT final tables.
Oh, 100%. And, so great as the preferred playing cards of WPT. They're used on their final tables. It's pretty much the home of the World Poker Tour final tables. They're awesome partners. What a family. They really are a family. And I know how well regarded the WPT is among your peers and your professional players for being that player centric, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So, okay, guys, Matt and I are just going to shoot the breeze for a little bit until Brad gets on. But talk to me about when we were getting going before. We wanted to talk a little bit about your live streaming this year, because I know this was new for you. The online streets wasn't necessarily your forte. You were more of a live guy, and you made an effort to really put in the work from a World Series of Poker standpoint, and you streamed for, I don't know, like 31 days or something.
Yeah.
So why don't you share some of your experiences about that while we wait on Brad to get in?
Yeah. It's been enlightening. That's one way of putting it, I guess. It was something that I really thought I was going to hate, that I kind of, I almost grew to miss. I won't go that far. It's been nice having a couple days off. But yeah, I mean, it's a real community builder. And that's why, I think for these charity streams, it has such great potential. People show up. And if you put a cause behind it, they're going to show up in droves. So I really found it to be quite fascinating how willing people were to be here day in and day out, show support for the brand, show support for me, for the company, everything in between, and do it with a smile on their face. It was overwhelmingly a positive experience. I know everybody deals a little bit with trolls, and the internet is not always a safe space, but by and large, we had, at our peak, we had something like 4,500 concurrent viewers, 40,000 views, and it was 99% all positive feedback, and it was just a pretty great experience.
Man, I'll tell you what, I've known you now for about 2.5, 3 years, and I felt like that was extremely natural for you, right? I think people got to know Berkey a lot more than just hearing you on the podcast or Twitter and et cetera.
Yeah.
Your personality shined. I think that's why you had so many followers. But besides all that, you actually taught people. You went through, everything in your mind in terms of why you're making decisions. And I think that just was unbelievably valuable for people. So
that's the part that might come naturally to me. I don't know about actually streaming as a whole. That felt a little bit more foreign. When you're entertaining an audience for 6 to 8 hours, you feel a little bit emboldened to giving them something. I imagine the upcoming interviews, they'll be able to speak a little bit more to that, since they're truly entertainers by trade.
There you go. And speaking of the upcoming guests and entertainers, we have Brad Garrett in the waiting room. We're going to bring him on, and this should be fun. I know you mentioned that you played with him before, so let's see if he remembers it, and I'd love to know if he crushed you or if you crushed him. So let's do it. Brad Garrett joining the stream.
Here we are. Hello there.
There he is. Brad, what's happening, man?
Oh, hey, you got a good hand above you. Definitely play that.
Yeah, I thought maybe you would enjoy that one.
How are you?
Pleasure to meet you, man.
A pleasure to meet you.
I'm pretty sure
what you folks are doing.
Thanks, man. You know what? I've seen you've been, and my name is Tom, so pleasure to meet you, but I've seen you have been absolutely on fire with philanthropy, especially over the last 6 months in poker. So why don't you fill us in about that, man? And then I got to hear some stories, because apparently you and Berkey played against each other. So
oh man, you know what's funny? Oh, I only do well in the charity events, which is great, because at the end of the day, that's what it's about. But especially more and more, obviously, with COVID, a lot of the tournaments are going online, and it's been a great way to help out. And Miracle Flights is amazing, and just to be part of that in any small way I can is really awesome. So it's been a lot of online poker. I miss not playing in Vegas. The club closed up March 13th, so there's no entertainment in Vegas. And we're waiting to hear if that'll come back maybe by September, October, if not early 2021. And we're just we're hanging in there. So far, I'm healthy, but the verdict is still out.
Yeah, I hear you.
Wait a minute. Okay,
all right.
You all right?
Yeah.
Okay, so far.
I think we're just going to let you talk.
I still got the voices in the noggin, but other than that, I'm hanging in there. Now, who's this chap below you here? This is Matt?
Yeah.
Yeah, so do you see
What's up,
Berkey?
Matt?
How's it going, Brad?
How are you, sir?
You probably don't remember, but we used to play at the Tropicana like 2012 in the Hollis Barnhart game.
Oh, boy. Yeah. I think you've taken me out a few times, actually.
Yeah.
I recognize the hat.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice to see you. That was a fun little room.
Yeah, it was great. I think you had a residency there at the time, if I recall.
The first year, my club was at the Tropicana before we moved to the MGM, luckily. So things are good. Where are you playing these days?
Online. I have no choice. We're stuck indoors.
Yeah, I hear you, man. Yeah, I missed out on the WSOP and was looking forward to losing there. I have no game. So everyone's like, why do you even, when it comes to the math, you know what I'm talking about, Matt.
Yeah.
I'm just, it's blurry.
Sure.
It's blurry. So it's better if I play, for small stakes, no real dough.
Yeah.
So when you do play, Brad, what are you doing? Like, I assume, like you just mentioned, you're not going and playing the big game like Matt Berkey and,
oh God, no.
Table one. Are you like what I'm doing? Are you playing the 2-5, 1-3 type streets or a little bit higher?
I'm a 2-5 guy all day long, man. I love to play. It's an escape for me. And to be in any bigger game, I love tournaments. But I don't have the game to really, back in the day when I thought I knew I was doing, I was taught very quickly that I don't. And but I love cards. I've had home games for 30 years, and it's just fun. But when the math gets fuzzy, it's time for the giant Jew to walk down and play some craps.
It sounds like, Matt, you got to hook him up with a free month subscription to Software Live Poker Training.
Yeah,
I've done that. I've had some wonderful coaches. I've worked with Jonathan Little, and I worked with people that have just, and they're great. But it's a hobby for me. Yeah. So it was just like golf. I loved golf, but I was horrible, and I didn't want to go to the range every day. I wanted it as an escape. I wanted it just to play. If I get lucky, great. It was never, because you really, really got to study poker, and you got to have that math brain. And that was never, really my thing. So even when I studied with some great people, they were like, you're not serious enough about this stuff. And I go, I get that. I get that. But to this day, I just, I love it. I'll always love poker and golf. I had I never broke 100 in 30 years of playing golf. So it's like, Ray is like, oh, why don't you take a lesson? Take a lesson. I go, look, at one point he was getting lessons, and he's a good golfer, but he was getting lessons from like Tiger Woods' coach. I forgot who the guy was a few years back. And I go, Ray, look, you have the best coach in the world. You play 4 days a week. You're at the range 6 days, and you just shot an 88. I have none of those, and I just took a beautiful 105, and I'm very happy.
Yeah.
So where does it? You just got to understand where you are. But he's got a good game, though. I wish I had that.
It's funny, like when you were coming on, I was thinking of all the different ways to introduce you, and I just said, oh, hell, everybody knows who you are. let's just hang out.
No, credits are for big shots, man.
Yeah.
Credits are for big shots.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, you mentioned the show was opening back up, hopefully early next year, right? And
yeah, we're hoping the club opens up in Vegas. Now they're saying it could be a little earlier, but the MGM is going off the governor, which they should do. And there's a lot of people that obviously aren't doing the right thing, that are screwing it up for everybody. Mm-hmm. And I don't get where the mask thing comes into. Why would you want to risk a loved one, a friend? What's the big deal?
Right.
So because everyone doesn't seem to have that mentality, I think everything's just going to be on hold. But we'll open up when it's safe. I know the casinos are open in Vegas to limited capacity. No poker yet.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Maybe the end of the year. If not, maybe early 2021. I think live entertainment's probably going to be the last thing. That's phase 3 typically. So I think that's going to be last.
I was going to ask you your thoughts on that, because that's like my mindset is going the same. Like we're seeing sports come back now, right? With the audiences are like cardboard cutouts. Like you can't really do that during a stand-up show, right?
Yeah. I wouldn't know the difference because most of my people are just kind of dumbfounded that I'm on the bill at all. So, even if they wear masks, I'll hear the same laughter. I'm not looking for, those days are way over, Tom.
I serve it up, you spike it down, man. I serve it up, you spike it down. Well said. So
that's it.
All right, man. Well, listen, are you playing in this thing?
I have to do a podcast. I started my own podcast. We start at 5, so I'm not going to be doing it, but keep me in mind and please give the Miracle Flights. They're amazing. I have people that have been helped with that incredible organization. So I just want to come on and say thank you. And anything I can do, please reach out. Well, Mark, Matt, what's going on there? You got to spray. You got to spray. What was that?
That was a cat.
Okay. All right. Okay. I want you to get some help.
I'll look into it.
I love it, man. And good luck, bro. And great to see you, Matt and Tom. Thank you for doing this. Please reach out anytime I can help out.
No doubt. When I'm in Vegas, we'll play some 2-5, or if you're in Florida, let's go play some 2-5. We're going to stay away from Berkey because we got to build our bankroll our way.
No. I see him. It's a quick U-turn. I remember you did take me out. I do remember at that table. We were in the, I think twice.
Yeah.
I think twice. And, it's humbling. It's humbling, but I think, you play 8-5 unsuited. Matt's going to leave a mark on you. And why not?
Right, because I'm in there with the 8-6 and it's suited, so right. I've selection.
Exactly. I wish you both the best. Please stay well.
Cheers to you, Brad. Thank you for joining us, man.
Thank you. Take care, everyone. Appreciate it.
I felt like I just laughed over him the entire time.
It's hard not to. He's a funny guy. Yeah, it's kind of hard not to.
So, all right. While I'm looking at what's next, why don't you tell us a little bit about, that hand or hands you might remember and that time you played with Brad Garrett?
I don't really remember any hands in particular, but the game itself was really spectacular. Honestly, like looking back on it, it's kind of amazing that it existed. It started as this game called Trash Talk Tuesdays, and it really did have the most fun intentions in mind. It ran every Tuesday at the Hard Rock, back when they still had a poker room, and it was 2-5-10, no cap on the buy-in. And the games got big. There was points where they had like 5 tables running, and slow rolling was encouraged. And we played the 7 deuce game, and like people just talked trash to one another the entire time. It was a blast. It eventually moved out of Hard Rock, and it had multiple stops thereafter. The first being Tropicana, and Brad was doing his residency there at the time. So it was like Jamie Gold, Brad, David Williams would come every now and again. Brad Booth was there. And it was just this like really jovial atmosphere of people gambling it up. So, I mean, like, he's kind of self-deprecating in the sense that, like, he admits that he doesn't care that much and he just wants to gamble. But he wasn't that far outside the bounds of what all of us were kind of doing.
I hear you, man. Man, I would have loved to have been a part of that back then. And hey, real quick, Matt, I got to say shout out to every single donor that decided to put up $100 and also $50 re-entries, because we just hit over the 100 mark.
Sick.
Which Team Miracle Flights, we hit the over. We had the line set at 80. So glad to see over 100 people playing here for just such a great cause. You've heard from Mark Brown, the CEO. You've heard from presenting sponsor, Finley Volkswagen. You've heard from Brad Garrett, who, again, I mean, the quicker his show can get back, the better in my mind, because I need to go to that thing, which I will go next time I'm in town. And hopefully that's around the same time that he gets back to work. But it's so cool to see folks like Brad who, start in how many, TV series and does voiceover in how many movies and still see his love for poker.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and just playing 2-5 like the rest of us Rex, like having a good time and wanting to spend 5 minutes to come on and support a charity like Miracle Flights that he believes in. It's just awesome, man. When poker can bring people together like that, that's where I think the true power of the game, really lies.
It's a nice reminder that this game isn't restricted to just professionals and enthusiasts, right? It's like there is a celebrity reach. There's this whole underbelly of a community that, poker's not the priority of theirs in life, but they do dabble. And I think we need to do a better job messaging towards those people as a community as a whole.
I do too, man. All right, so we're going to have a couple more guests here. This is actually going to be Levi and Donna. They're actually Miracle Flights family, and Miracle Flights had an impact on their lives, and we're going to hear their story in a little bit. It was funny, Matt. I was going to see if Brad was playing. I know he had the podcast and a few other things, but I was going to bring up his table and have you give him some tips. But we'll save that for next time.
Sure.
So we're going to wait a couple minutes on that. And this is just a good time for me to share some information about the tournament. So, Matt, I'm going to hide your table here for a little bit. And anybody who's actually watching, I want you guys to know that while you're playing, if you want to go to the lobby here, you can do a lot of things like change your table settings, things like auto mux. You can show your cards. You can use a 4-color deck if you want. You can adjust the sound settings. You can actually change some of the display settings as well. You can adjust the table to be larger or smaller, completely up to your preferences. So there are a lot of different things that you can actually do. And then if you want to keep track of the tournament, if you want to keep track of like where you are in the rankings or different players, you can actually highlight the tournament in the lobby. You can click on players, and here you can see like who the chip leaders of the tournament are and who finished. So let's do a shout out to DJ Auld or DJ Ald. I'm not sure which one, who's got 23, almost 24K in chips and is the overwhelming chip leader right now. Berkey 11 climbing up at about 12.8. I think you're in the top 10, man. That's just not fair.
Whatever you're showing, it's not showing to us.
It's okay. It's on the stream. Don't worry. It'll be there in a minute. We got that
cool.
90-second delay. So yeah, I did mess that up and then I caught myself. And for those of you watching, look, it's been a heck of a learning experience for Matt over the last year and me over the last year as we get into this live streaming thing. So we thank you for your flexibility, and it's so awesome to be able to put these types of shows on for you. All right. All right, Matt. So you're at 12 now, not 10. Look at you.
I'm cruising. I just keep getting premiums. We're juicing it up. Little 5Xer.
All right. Well, hey, we're going to bring Jonathan and Donna in. And for those watching, appreciate your patience as we get this right. They'll be coming in from on location, and we're going to want to make sure we have it right for everybody. Hey there, how are you?
Farther down in part, don't you think?
Donna, can you hear us? We're going to get them hooked up. Donna, can you guys hear us? I think you're on mute.
Yes, we can hear you.
There you are. All right. Well, hey, thank you so much for joining us. My name is Tom Wheaton. We have Matt Berkey here, professional poker player. I'm the founder and CEO of Faded Spade, and we are so thrilled that you guys are with us. I know that you guys are going to spend some time talking about Miracle Flights, how it's affected you and your family. So why don't you guys just go ahead and take it away?
Go ahead, Levi. What does Miracle Flights do for you?
Miracle Flights has helped me get through the highs and lows of life. I guess you can say traveling to 2 different places, around the country,
Let me add something in right quick. We live in Ocean Springs, Mississippi, and Levi has to travel to Chicago for medical care and to Delaware for medical care.
Wow.
And so, I guess I'm going to tell it how you've been telling it, just from the get-go. So, when I was around 8 months old, is when we started flying, and both my parents had maxed out their credit cards or debit card, checking account, trying to get me to my medical care, and it ended up my mother, just going ham on the laptop, trying to find somebody to help us, and around I think it was 2 a.m. one morning she found Miracle Flights, and since then we've been.
Yeah, I think we've 28 Miracle Flights.
28.
Every 6 to 8 weeks, we were having to take him to Chicago for medical care. Levi has a rare form of dwarfism. He, at that time, was one of 17 cases in the world. And the only doctor that we could find that actually knew anything about the condition was in Chicago. And so there's not a cure, but there was a treatment. And it was every 6 to 8 weeks, we had to have him up there. And, we did. Like Levi said, we went through our savings account. We maxed out our credit cards. We were going to do anything we could to continue to get them there.
And even at one point, it was either medical care or, my sister at the time wanted to do dance and cheer, so luckily
I did. It was so unreal. When I found Miracle Flights, like Levi said on my Google search at 2 a.m., I just didn't believe it. I didn't believe that this service resource existed. And when I put in for our flight request and we got granted that first flight, it was finally like I was crying tears, happy tears, that I found Miracle Flights. And I mean, without Miracle Flights, Levi wouldn't be walking. We had doctors tell us that he would never walk. And
next thing you know, I'm walking 100 yards to a tree stand. So I think I can walk. I think I can also climb a 6-foot tall ladder into a tree stand. So I think maybe those doctors were wrong.
You know what, Levi? It's a testament to your strength. That's what it is. It is a testament to your strength, and you are an absolute inspiration. And you know what? You're a natural on the mic. You're a natural on the camera. Like, you might have a career ahead of you in this.
I've been doing this since I was about 1 foot tall. You kind of get used to it. No offense, but with my mother, you kind of get used to phone following you around, going either straight to Facebook or straight to YouTube or Instagram, whatever. And we started YouTube back when I was very, very young. And
I have to say, let me chime in there. By sharing Levi's story on social media, that is how we found our doctors. So, the day when he says enough is enough and I don't want to do that anymore, but he changes what he wants to do. He wanted to be a Coast Guard rescue swimmer, and then he wanted to be a motivational speaker. And what do you want to be today, Levi?
Really, if I can, I want to go into the military, because both my mother, my father, my grandparents have been in the military, and
I love that. That is amazing, Levi. And you know what? There are over 100 people right now that have donated to Miracle Flights, and it's so good to hear you share this story, because the more and more you share the story of viewers, the more and more people who might not have heard of Miracle Flights will. And by you sharing your story and by all these people donating for the cause, you never know. It could absolutely save somebody's life, right? It could give them the same experience you have. So amazing from your perspective to have that passion to share your story, because no doubt in my mind, man, that the more you share it and the more your mom shares it on social media, there are going to be so many people that benefit from it. And what an inspiration. What an inspiration, Levi. And look, I think you could take over my job right now and just go ahead and host this stream.
We definitely want to thank everybody that is playing and donating, and the sponsors for helping, and y'all for doing this. It makes a difference of the quality of life, not just for Levi, but for many, many children. And, thank you just does not seem, it's not enough, but thank you. Thank you.
I get it. And hey, Levi, if you ever want to be a poker player one day, part-time or professionally, here's the guy to teach you, Mr. Matt Berkey. So you just let us know. And I'm sure, Matt, you'd want to give Levi his first or maybe not his first lesson in cards.
Yeah. I honestly, I think the best lesson I could give is just don't play.
We were listening.
How did I know when y'all were gonna say that? I know for a fact it would have been one of y'all or my dad. I think is it dad playing?
I think he's playing in the tournament.
Oh,
yeah.
well, now your father. I'll happily. But like when it comes to impressionable youth, I just think the message always needs to be don't play.
Look, he's ready. Go ahead, show him how you're ready, Levi. He's ready. He's got his.
There it is.
All right.
Yeah,
Oh, look,
I take it all back.
He's
I
got
take it
the
all back.
poker look and everything.
I love it. Well, look, Donna, Levi, I want to thank you guys so much for taking time to join the stream. What an unbelievable, inspirational story. And if you're watching the stream right now live, or if you're watching a recording down the road, guys, when you donate to Miracle Flights, whether you're playing in this or just going to miracleflights.org, this is where your donations go. And phenomenal. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having us.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.
All right. Wow.
He's an impressive young man.
Yes, absolutely. And look, don't knock out his dad. His dad's playing. What if his dad is Go Pack Go?
I understand.
What an unbelievable story. That kid's got more charisma than most adults I know. So shout out to Levi. Shout out to Levi's mom, Donna, who obviously, I'm sure as a mom did all she could to try and find the best type of support and help for her child. And, thankfully she came across Miracle Flights online, and to have all those trips to where he needed to go to get that healthcare, and to have it completely covered because of Miracle Flights. I hope everybody playing in this tournament makes you feel really good about, where your donation is going.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. I feel like I could have talked to him for a while.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
He was
it was
comfortable.
the shades, man. The shades, dude. Come on, how great were the shades? So speaking of shades, have you ever worn sunglasses at a poker table? Like, is that a thing you ever did in your career?
I honestly don't think so. I don't really recall any stage where I thought the idea of wearing sunglasses indoors was a good call.
I wish I was like that, dude. I was one of those guys who, like, the moneymaker boom happened, right? And, we were in our early 20s, and I'd be the guy that had the home games over, everybody over. And like, I'd be the guy that got put the sunglasses on when I had the pocket queens. It was so cheesy, man.
Sure.
Obviously you grow out of that once you start playing, for real. But
I managed to fade.
I was definitely that guy.
Yeah, I managed to avoid a lot of the stereotypes. I never had any of the printed T-shirts with like "I love the ladies" and a picture of pocket queens. I left all that for. Except what?
I was gonna say, except if Faded Spade made one.
Oh, sure.
Then you'd 100% wear it. I mean, come on.
I'll come full circle now, but I wasn't tacky when I got started.
All right, so just highlights for everybody. We've got 93 left of 109 that entered. So thank you to those who are hitting that re-entry button. That's another $50 donation that Miracle Flights will contact you about. It is through 8 levels. And we have been running for 54 minutes. So there are only, I think, 10 minutes left in the rebuy period. So if you are short stacked, try and double up within the next 10 minutes or re-enter. Matt, looks like you're going to be all right, man. Like, you're sitting on 12-5. You're feeling good. You're playing like a nit. You're flopping quads. You're turning quads. I mean,
yeah, I've been making some good hands. I haven't been doing a lot of folding either, so that's probably why I have a lot of chips.
Well, hey, just a heads up also, just what's coming up as we approach this second hour. We do have a sponsor highlight for Newmark Knight and Frank. We might have a representation of that organization coming on to talk a little bit about their sponsorship. We are scheduled to have Oksana Bayul come on sometime in the next 20 minutes. We don't know that Michael Ian Black is going to be able to make it anymore. It sounds like he's got some power outage issues wherever he lives. And also Richard Kind will be on at some point here in the next half hour, 40 minutes. We've got a really great Miracle Flights video. And of course, you guys get to watch Berkey play in all his glory here on twitch.tv/FadedSpadeCards. Or Berkey is also hosting it on the YouTube channel for Solve 4Y.
Yeah, you can see my hole cards.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm just
I
giving
didn't
away
think
all the
about that.
secrets.
I was wondering, like, where people could go to just bust you.
Sure. Yeah, that's the trick.
All right. So Matt, we're an hour in, right? Late registration is over here. How many big blinds do you have, and what's your strategy based on the big blinds you have right now?
How many big blinds do I have? What are we playing? 1, 2? So I have 62 big blinds. That's a lot. My strategy is to continue attempt to make quads. I think that's a pretty good strategy moving forward. It's tough, man. Nobody folds, so bluffing feels a little out of the question at this point. I've attempted one. I got min raised. That failed pretty miserably. So yeah, I'm gonna try to stick to having it.
There you go. You know what? I wonder if I should just jump in here on late reg and give up my donation, literally and figuratively, while trying to do all of this. But I just don't think it's going to be good for the stream. Plus, I really don't think anybody cares what I have. I think they'd rather watch you, and they'd rather hear the guests like Oksana Bayul, who's going to be coming on here in just a few minutes.
Who am I going to donate this vacation to if I win is the real question. Not that I wouldn't love to go to Hawaii. Actually, I really would. I've never been. But I feel like I feel like I would have to give it away.
I mean, first of all, you're already talking about winning the tournament.
I'm just saying I have chips.
You just exude the confidence. You know what? I think you just give it a second place.
Yeah,
right?
That's fair. Yeah.
Funny story. We actually did a really fun Solve for Why poker training tournament on the Faded Spade Card Club. I don't know, month and a half ago. Was it, Berkey?
Yeah.
And Christian Soto, your partner in crime, decides to win the whole freaking thing.
Just wins his own free roll.
Wins his own free roll.
No
so can
deal.
lightning strike twice? Can Berkey win the Miracle Flights charity poker tournament presented by Findlay Volkswagen here? Take home the prize. And then obviously, if I know Matt, he's going to send somebody else to Hawaii.
Yeah.
All right. We got somebody in chat saying, not happy. They moved me next to Berkey. Laugh out loud. So that's from Kenyon GAR. So
it looks like I have a Ken right to my right, and he's got a lot of chips for me to chew up.
Watch out, baby. All right, guys. So we're going to wait on Oksana Bayul. She'll be the next guest, and we're just going to keep chatting.
Works for me.
So, Burke, besides World Series of Poker, man, like, what else you've been doing during this quarantine? Have you stayed in Vegas? Have you got out on vacation? What you been doing?
I went to Big Bear for a week. I really want to go back tomorrow if I could. Yeah, I mean, the WSOP kind of kept me locked down for quite some time. So like the last month, I haven't left the office. But it's weird, right? Because like I really want to get out of Vegas. I want to do something active. But it's hard because everything's kind of quarantined. So the only real options for vacations are kind of like cabin getaways or mountain getaways, which is totally fine by me. But when you live in the desert, there isn't a lot within driving distance, and I want to take the pups. So a little bit restricted. May head back to Big Bear, not sure. Probably should start giving the company a little bit of attention. Maybe making sure that I don't run it into the ground.
Well, that's all of our goal, really. Just
Right.
don't run our companies into the ground,
Right.
right? Grow them as we can and don't make any big mistakes.
Yeah, just get through it.
There's some more chat in here. So it looks like the Coos is also in here and say, going to stay away from that table for now. And Kenya says, yep, it is the guy named Ken sitting next to you. So they heard that.
Come on, come gamble.
Lord. All right. So it looks like we got 89 left. Guys, there is only 5 minutes left for both late registration and for, I believe, rebuys. I will double check that. I think we did 8 levels. If we did 10, awesome. But you do have unlimited. So like right about now, if you're low on chips and you're thinking about just picking a hand to get it in with, go ahead. You will be able to re-enter and you won't be knocked out for good. Oh, Go Pack Go is all in again, Burke.
Yeah, he only had 10 chips left.
Well, then. Nice.
I think he's rooting to lose this one. Oh, made a full house. Or chips, rather. All right.
And actually, good news, everybody. There are 10 levels of rebuy. So just a heads up on that. It's going to be 80 minutes until you're able to do the rebuy. I had my facts wrong. Thank you for correcting me, Team Faded Spade. So you got about, 20 more minutes, but we have been running 1 hour, 89 left. So Matt, have you ever been to the HyperX Esports Arena, either just to check it out and do a tour, or for any of like the events they have there?
No, I was trying to win my way there by final tabling a WPT event, but that just hasn't happened yet. So maybe if I at least know somebody who final tables a WPT event, I'll make it there one of these days.
Let's have a running bet that I'm gonna final table a WPT 10K before you do, and I need like a ton of odds because I might play 4 a year.
I don't play many more, to be honest, so it's probably not too far off from being fair money.
Are you all in right now?
Yeah, I mean, we're down to like the average stack is like 20 blinds. I got called by the only guy who has me in trouble, and I have no hand. Oh, I'm flipping. Put an 8 up there. That hurts.
So Matt decides to stop being a nit, gets it in with Queen Jack for 6s and 4s. Can't find the dub up, or yeah, I guess you would have dubbed up from Stanley.
Oh, yeah,
right before that rebuy period.
That would have been a big one.
There you go, Stanley T3.
I talked him right into it.
Yeah, you did. Or he was watching your hole cards, not on delay.
That could be true too. I didn't really even think about that fact, but hey, I was flipping. That's fine.
So let's talk a little bit about the final tables you made, man, when you were making your run through some of the WSOP events. Like, it's from what I could tell, you did back-to-back nights. And one night you got like no sleep because you were playing cash deep into the morning. Is that right?
Yeah, I played heads up for 11 hours until like 7 o'clock in the morning. And then I slept until, actually, it might even be later. It might have been like till 11 o'clock in the morning. I slept till like 3. So I got like 4 hours of sleep. And of course, that's all it took for me to put a deep run together into the wee hours of the next morning. Got a little unlucky, finished 7th. And then the next day, I mean, things went well for me again. Ended up finishing 5th. It was pretty bad at the final stretch. I was first in chips with 9 left, first in chips with 6 left, first in chips with 5 left, and I finished 5th. So wow. That's always disappointing.
Well, at least you got that far, man. I mean,
yeah.
And I'm sure that probably helped your profitability for the whole series, right?
So I had a really good month.
There you go, baby. Probably more in cash, right?
Yeah. I profited probably like 25 or 30,000 in tournaments, and I probably made like 8x that in cash.
Got it. Well, look, speaking about doing extremely well and being phenomenal at the sport you choose to play, and yeah, I do think poker is a sport, even though you're not going to agree with me completely.
Sure.
We have our next guest coming in. I believe it's Oksana, so we're going to let her in, and we're going to talk a bit about her 1994 gold in the Olympics, and just she's also a poker player, so we'll talk a little bit about that. So hang tight, everybody. Oh, look at this. Oksana, can you hear us? Oh, doesn't look like we have the audio going yet. Let's see here. Oksana, can you hear us? Oh, we can't hear her. Oh, no. She might need to connect to audio. There we go. iPad is connecting to audio. I love that, playing cards with the kids.
That looks like Go Fish.
Yeah, my kids destroy me in Go Fish. I think we've got you now, Oksana.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, how are you? Pleasure to meet you. My name is Tom, and this is Matt.
Hey guys, how are you? I should put my sunglasses on. That's the closest I'm gonna get to be a poker player.
Well, I don't know. Well, so riddle me this. So Oksana, I mean, we all know about your unbelievable accomplishments, right? You know, the gold medal, I think 1994 representing Ukraine. I know Matt and I were I think teenagers at the time, right, Matt? And we were talking about that beforehand. But thank you so much for joining us here during the Miracle Flights tournament. Tell us about like your passion for Miracle Flights and why you wanted to take some time out to talk to us.
Well, I live in Las Vegas. This is home for me. And Miracle Flights is the organization that is very close now to my heart, because this morning I went on their website and I actually saw a lot of pictures with kids and how they're flying them everywhere and how much they're doing for them, and how kids are saying thank you back to Miracle Flights. It just touches my soul.
Love it. And I see you're actually playing cards with your child right now.
Sophia. Oh, she wants to be on the camera, but now she's pulling away from the camera. Yes, absolutely. We are actually playing slapjack.
I got it. I understand. I have a 8-year-old daughter, 6-year-old son, and one moment they want to be on the camera hamming it up, and the next minute they're embarrassed in the corner. So
well, yeah, she will say to me afterwards, why didn't you let me speak? Why didn't you let me talk? And I'll be like, yeah, well, come on, you have an opportunity right now. Come on. No? Oh, boy. Not yet.
So,
not
Oksana,
not yet.
Matt lives in Las Vegas too. How have you been spending your time during this entire kind of social distancing period?
Well, I'm lucky because I take Sophia to the ice rink in the morning. So we like that place. And I also sit by the pool. We cook together and we enjoy this weather, 125 degrees.
Pool is necessary. Matt, do you have a pool?
I do. Yeah, it's absolutely mandatory out here. There's no getting around it in the summer.
So, Oksana, Matt and I were talking before we started. Is it true you've actually played on a poker show before and are a poker player yourself?
Celebrity. Yeah.
Celebrity Poker Showdown, I think.
5. Yeah. Here in Las Vegas.
So tell us about that experience.
Before the pandemic happened.
Right.
Now we're all having fun online. It was wonderful. It was extremely great. That's what I can say.
Do you play poker often?
No. I play slapjack.
Oh, there you go. But who wins? Is it you or Sophia? Who actually wins at slapjack?
Sophia, are you gonna say something or no? Are you gonna come? Sophia wins.
Got it. Yeah, my kids destroy me at Go Fish.
Sophia wins. She always does.
There you go.
You like to play slapjack? Okay.
Well, Oksana, I know you were short on time. I got a text, and I just want to, thank you so much for taking the time to share your feelings on Miracle Flights. There are over 111 people that have donated to play. A lot of those people are watching because they wanted to see you and hear you too. So thank you so much for doing this. Anything else you just want to share or say anything to the folks who actually donated to play in the tournament?
Yeah, I actually had a lot of friends who are playing in the tournament. When they found out about Miracle Flights, they start playing in the tournament. And there is a very big prize. In the end, people have, a getaway for 4 days in Hawaii. Yeah. And I told one of my friends, I said, you might win a flight to go to Hawaii. And she actually told me back, she said, I don't need to fly to Hawaii. I'm doing this because I would like to help the charity organization.
I love it. Well, you know what? Shout out to your friend. And just want to thank her and thank you and the 111 people here that are doing the same thing. The prize at the end is great, right? The trip to Hawaii is fantastic, but it's much more about the cause and where your donations go to help folks.
That's exactly what she said to me. And I wanted to have a great time. I wish everybody such a great time. Thank you for donating to Miracle Flights. And
there you go. Mwah. Thank you for joining us, Oksana. It is an absolute pleasure.
Thank you.
Take care.
Take care.
See it.
That was so nice of her to join in, being short on time.
Yeah.
And I don't know, but like my kids destroy me in card games. I can't beat it. And I'm
That's because
watching
you're
right
old,
now.
Tom.
Yeah, look, 40 isn't old. 40 is the new 30, dude. Come on. And I'm watching this, and I'm watching that, you just crushed somebody's spirits again with
I'm here to raise the prize pool up, buddy.
Go Pack Go has at least re-entered 3 or 4 times. So shout out to Go Pack Go. I think you were the reason twice.
It's for the kids.
It is. It's for the kids of Miracle Flights. So Oksana, thank you for joining. I love the sentiment from her friend and the reason why she's playing in the tournament. And, I think, Matt, when we see our friends or we just see folks come together for poker and philanthropy, it isn't always about the prize at the end or the giveaway. Right. It's just about people wanting to have fun to give to a good cause.
Yep.
All right. So Matt, while I'm going through what's next, I think we have our next guest. Why don't you walk people through the King 9 hand?
Not a lot to say. The blinds are large. Nobody has any chips but me. So I decided to move them all in the middle. A little gambling. King 9, not really a great hand, but saw some limpers. Showed a little weakness. I said, hey, I'm going to take that money. They called. Vegas Baby had ace-jack. And I think Go Pack Go had 7s, but was very short stacked. I made a king. I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. It's for the kids. Let's get the donations in there. Come on. Let's roll.
Hey, for kids. Kate, that's for you, Levi. And you know what, Matt? And for everybody watching now or on the recording, like when you see me looking at my cell phone, it's because we are feverishly figuring out who's coming up next and when. So Matt, thanks for taking over while I'm doing that.
I'm happy to do it, man. I'm just here ramming and jamming, and we're
22K all in again.
We're trying to get these re-enters in there.
And you do have 8 minutes to re-enter. Now I am right. It wasn't 8 levels. It is 10 levels. 8 minutes to re-enter. So I think, Berkey, you're going to have 40K. You're going to be re-entering.
Hey, they called me the tax man. I'm here to get those $50.
Let's go, baby. Every re-entry, $50 to Miracle Flights. It's for an awesome cause. So whoever you are, what's wild, go ahead and just call Berkey. I mean, you're either going to have a story to tell your friends tomorrow, or you're going to be able to re-enter and have more chips than you have now. Matt, I am going to wind up bringing in Richard Kind right now.
Okay.
And we're going to get rolling and speak to Richard. Or I am not bringing in Richard. He's not in anymore. So I'm going to wait a few minutes.
Oh, man. I hope he's slow rolling me. I deserve it. Stanley, the guy who took all my chips, wants to come back now. Can't blame him. I'm all in every hand.
I mean, look at this. Yeah. I mean, you were playing so tight in the beginning, only playing aces, only playing quads.
Well,
I mean,
it's a turbo, Tom. I was just biding my time. Now we get the premium hands like 9-8 suited, and there's really no other move.
All right. I'm getting word that Richard Kind will be back here in a few minutes. And Berkey and I were talking a couple days ago. Of course, I'm very interested in every single guest we have, but Richard Kind, every single show I've seen him in, whether it was Spin City or Curb Your Enthusiasm or et cetera, the guy just cracks me up all the time. So yeah. I can't wait for him to come on and join us, and we're going to let him kind of probably run the show. Want to just check out chat right now. So we have Lana V who said, hi, Dad. So not sure who Lana V is, but hi, Dad, from Lana V. Maybe it's Levi. I don't know. Who knows? Because Levi said his dad was playing in it. The Coos says, oh, Matt, you're so pure. Laugh out loud. So pure with that play. And definitely wants to stay away from you. Levi and me says, thank you. No, Levi and me, thank you to you. And oh, man, the push play mama. Hi from H&H. That's actually my wife, Devin. So shout out to my wife, Devin. Shout out to Harper and Hudson who were here. And my wife made sure that we're donating for the cause as well. So there we go. And yeah, Harper and Hudson, if you're watching, don't think I'm going to not destroy you and go fish when I see you guys later on today. When you and Mom get back to the house. That's when you know when you've got like a really great support system, Matt, when you have a live stream to do and an 8-year-old and a 6-year-old, and you have to do it from your home office that, hey, we're going to get out of the house for a while and we're going to let you do your thing.
Yeah, it's great.
That's gold right there.
Did they take the 10 of spades with them? Is that what happened?
So here's my answer for that. I'm still looking for it.
Right.
And that's the deal. I mean, the real answer is I didn't print one out or put one up, but
I get it.
The other answer is I'm still looking for it, and I don't know if I'm ever going to find it.
Sure, I totally understand.
Do you remember the first time you ever hit a royal flush, or
I do.
have you?
No,
I imagine you have.
Yeah, I've made multiple. I don't remember them all. I do remember the very first one. I had King Jack of clubs, and I got paid. I think I was against either a set or two pair. Just flopped it. What more could you ask for?
You can't. Did you make any money off it?
Yeah, I got paid. It was in a 5-5, 200 minimum, 200 maximum buy-in game.
Oh, baby.
It's a very weird 40 big blind game that I used to play back in Seneca, New York.
Seneca? What's a guy from Pittsburgh hanging out in Seneca, New York for?
I went to school in Erie, PA, and all of the Seneca casinos were like an hour's drive. So I would go to Salamanca, New York, and I would go to Irving and Seneca, Niagara. So they were all pretty close.
There you go. And hey, for Miracle Flights, even though late registration has ended, and guys, re-entry is up in 4 minutes. So if you've got those short stacks, get them in, hit that re-enter button. You can still donate, right? So even though you can't donate to play anymore because late reg is over, miracleflights.com, miracleflights.org. You can go ahead and hit that donate button. You could also do it on miracleflights.org/poker. Either way, but they will still accept donations even if you can't play in the tournament. Matt, there are 71 people left. I think this hour is going to be an hour of fireworks. Now that rebuys are going to be over soon, we'll probably see the field shrink to about half, I assume.
Well, I'll take the over.
You think, really?
Yeah.
You think, okay.
I think in the next 20 minutes we'll be under 30.
Well, damn it. I'm not betting against you. I know better. I've learned my lesson.
I could be wrong. There might be some big stacks out there I'm unaware of.
And everybody, Richard Kind is on his way. Can't wait to speak to him, and he should be here in a few minutes. Shout out to all the sponsors. Obviously, Miracle Flights work with HyperX Esports Arena to bring the live element of the show. And anytime we have a guest on, you guys actually see the esports arena from a bunch of different camera angles. You got RDI, who decided to sponsor. You got Newmark Frank. You've got Southwest Airlines, and you got just so many great sponsors. You can see their logos here on the live stream, but this doesn't happen without all those awesome sponsors and all the players. So I feel really good about it. And no doubt this won't be the last time. I'm sure Miracle Flights does some type of virtual event for fundraising.
Yeah, this is really well orchestrated. I think that credit where credit's due. It's kind of impressive how quickly we adapt. This is bordering on a full-blown production for what otherwise would have been very likely a live event if things were different.
It's been amazing, and I'll keep an eye out for Richard, but even when we adapted to the virtual poker card club and we started doing a lot of these like corporate or charity type events, it's just been fulfilling. I mean, obviously it helped the business big time, right? But our charities are getting 12, 13, 14, 20 to 1 return on investment. And it's just so good to see that, right? And it's one of those things where why not? Whether you had a live event that you can't do anymore, bring it virtual. Like, there's no harm about it, right? And even if you continue having live events, whether they're poker oriented or other, bring them virtual a couple times a year, because it just gives people a chance to stay fresh and do this type of thing. And it creates momentum for the live event.
It also gives you a chance to showcase it. Like if this were a live event, we just wouldn't have this type of media coverage. You wouldn't have one-on-one interviews. You wouldn't have the ability to see any of the tables as they play out. Bird's eye view of the actual arena and things of that nature. I think there is something to be said for the value of running this thing online.
100%, man. And you couldn't see Berkey go all in with 8-9, first queen 7 and
nuts.
Hold.
How'd you know?
And hold. And hold. I was going to say 7-2, but
right.
I know you a little better than that.
Yeah.
Come on.
Poor Go
really?
Pack Go.
God almighty.
He's a charitable man. He deserves a reward.
Go Pack Go. You know what? I'm going to send Go Pack Go a free set of Faded Spade cards just because I'll find the information. But again, You're right, Berkey. People are dropping. We're down to 66.
Mm-hmm.
It is that time where late registration has been over, but also re-entries are ending very soon. So Go Pack Go did get in that rebuy pretty quickly, but you're right. They're dropping faster than I would have thought. And I'm glad I didn't take that bet against you, brother.
It's kind of my thing, man, you know?
So, bro, we haven't talked about it much because I know you're not one to self-promote, but while we wait for Richard, you know, you've built this unbelievable Solve for Why poker training. You invited a lot of your students and a lot of the people you know to come play in this tournament. I can see that many have. You're streaming this on your channel just so it gets even more visibility than just our brand new Twitch channel. So, you know, where can people learn about Solve for Why poker training and how can they get involved?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I hate to shill it just because it's like, if you're not interested, that's okay too. But tv.solveforwhy.io is where our training site is. We put a ton of free stuff out on YouTube. If you just search Solve for Why, you'll find our page. But yeah, I mean, more importantly, it's just like, you know, I've really actively tried to build a community, and that's kind of the part that I'm most proud of. We have a really active Slack community of about 1,200 people who are just there trying to get better and rank all the way from pure amateur to skilled professional. And, you know, it's kind of a safe space for everybody involved.
There we go. Love it. So definitely go check it out. And we have Richard Kine in the waiting room. So we're going to bring in Richard and we're going to, I'm sure, all laugh a good amount here.
Good
Richard,
evening.
what's happening?
Nothing much. I look like a mess. Don't I know it? I just drove from New York to Virginia.
Really?
And I just pulled into the hotel and I came up to get on this Zoom call.
That is commitment right there, Richard.
Sure is.
Well, pleasure to meet you, man.
Where is the 10 of spades? This is nothing without the 10 of spades. This is every jerk going, oh my God, I had 4 to a straight flush. That's what that is.
Yeah. I just stay frustrated all day. I can't find the damn thing. I don't know what it is.
You know what? It's the worst Omaha hand of all time is what it is.
It's true too. Right. It is. Yeah. It's what are the chances of getting a low? Nothing. You people. Hello, Matt.
How's it going, Richard?
I'm good. How's it all going down there? Down on the floor.
It's you know, this event is great. Life in general, you know, it's up for debate. We're pretty locked down out here in Vegas.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Do you know anybody? Have you gotten sick? Have you been tested yet?
I just got tested. My nephew came down with it, and luckily he was out of town when it happened, so I avoided it.
Wow. How old is your nephew?
22.
And he was out partying, wasn't he?
No. He actually was driving home. So he was on a road trip with his college roommate back to Pittsburgh. And
but they went out to bars and stuff.
I don't know that any bars are open across the country, but yeah, they weren't safe. Yeah, they weren't wearing masks.
Oh my gosh.
Richard,
then the thing is, I bet he's asymptomatic, so that's good.
Yeah.
However, who knows what's going to happen in 20 years?
I mean, he's
like chickenpox, where you get shingles, or what is it going to do?
He's 1 week removed from having symptoms, and he said that he gets shortness of breath like walking up the stairs.
Wow,
it's not great.
At 22.
Yeah.
Yeah, 22 isn't supposed to do that.
No.
Okay.
We're all just going to be hanging out in our homes for the next couple of years, doing this, playing virtual poker.
Can't even pick up the cards.
Yeah.
Because it's got, every time you pick up one card, you got to wipe it. If the dealer has to wipe every card and then throw it. So,
Richard, what have you been up to, man, during this quarantine? You know, I was talking to Brad. We had Brad Garrett on before, and
how's he doing?
He's doing great. He's doing fantastic. And you know, I was telling him the same thing I'll tell you. I was thinking of a nice intro for you to talk about your career, and I was like, you know what? Everybody knows who the heck you are, so we don't need to go through that. Just tell us about why you wanted to get involved in Miracle Flights and be here and support the cause.
I got to admit, I'm going to be brutally honest to anybody who's listening, which is something that I do. I didn't know about Miracle Flights. I was invited to play poker.
Yep.
I know about poker.
Yeah.
I know about charities. So if I can lend my face, my voice, my whatever, to my name to a charity, I like to do it. They then told me what the charity was. And I said, I've never heard of it before. This is astounding what these people do. I asked, do they have private planes? They don't. It started out with that. It's cost prohibitive. But my God, to give a person who needs the help the opportunity to visit the best doctor, even for a second opinion, and it's crazy. Yeah. And you know what's really crazy is the person who thought this up. Mm-hmm. I never knew. I would never think that a charity like this should have to exist, much less that it does. But I think it's back in the 80s that they thought of it, and I thought it was fantastic. I think it's fantastic.
We had one of their Miracle Flight family members, they call them, who received support and care through Miracle Flights in terms of flights back and forth to some needed healthcare type operations or et cetera. And 16 times they've flown back and forth to get that critical care. And I mean, when you think about that, they wouldn't have been able to do it on their own. And they were found by a Google search from the mom who was just trying to find whatever help she could for her son. And it was inspiring. And he had so much charisma. I was like, he could have took over this job. You know what I'm saying? But same thing with you. They reached out to us. We hadn't heard about them. And then once we understood the mission, it was just like,
it's a no-brainer.
I want everyone to hear about them.
It's gorgeous. And the thing is, my guess is that airplane flights are cheaper now because they want people to fly. On the flip side, they may be more expensive because they may want distancing in between the passengers. Yep. But it might be a good time to, it's a lucky good time because I'm sure seats are cheaper and therefore it's available to more. But oh my gosh, and I hear that it used to be just solely for kids. Now it's for people of all ages. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable what those guys do.
So you mentioned poker, right?
I did.
Before. So talk to us about your passion for poker or love for poker, and fill us in.
I used to be considered a very good poker player. I don't think I am anymore. What I did realize is that in poker, it's not all what cards you have. And sometimes it's not even what cards your opponent has. It's how much ammunition you have in chips. And if you have 3 children, when you're living alone, who the hell cares? But you have 3 children and all of a sudden private school or clothes or food or, gifts at Christmas, all of these things cost money and your chips become depleted. So that every time you make a bet and your hand is shaking, you can't do it. And so there are plenty of people who are far wealthier than me who can bet a hand, and if they lose, they don't care. And if I lose, oh my gosh, what am I going to do?
I get it.
What will I do? I've also found that I love to win. I really do. Love winning. I love winning in all things. I'm competitive and I love winning in poker. I hate losing much more than I love winning. And I'll give you a really great story.
Yes.
About 2 great stories. One is when they were creating the show about poker for A&E, Celebrity Poker. Mm-hmm. Not the ones that are at the big clubs, but where you had 5 celebrities and they played against each other. Mm-hmm. My friends created that. One was a guy named Andrew Hill Newman, a great guy, a great writer now. He used to be a wonderful actor. He quit acting. He's just writing. And then a guy named Josh Molina. Do you know Josh Molina?
Yes. Hold on. I want to say he was in, why can't I remember it, with Martin
he was
Sheen.
in West Wing.
Yeah,
was
West
in
Wing. That's exactly what I was going for. West
and
Wing.
then he was recently in the other one about the president with Kerry Washington.
I know what you're talking about.
Okay, so he was on that show. He's a great actor, and I would figure that you'd know him because of poker, because he's really a great poker player. So the two of them just they created the show Celebrity Poker, and we would play against each other. You know, they would get 5 of our friends from the poker game, and they would time each session to figure out when do the commercials come, how many people, blah blah blah, in order to keep it down to an hour. Then one time we had, who was the wonderful, wonderful female poker player, pretty, from the first of the female poker players. I think she was Phil's sister.
Oh man, we're getting so much trouble if we just start guessing people.
Howard Lederer's sister was Annie Duke.
Annie Duke. Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay, I was wrong. You know why? Because Phil Lederer reminds me of Phil Mickelson.
Oh yeah.
So that's why, because they're both tall and they have that build and the dark hair. So anyway, Annie Duke, as sweet as they come, just a great person, loved to talk. She loved us. We had a great time. So one afternoon, Andrew and Josh invite Annie Duke to play with us. So there's 4 of us and there's Annie Duke. So there's 5 players, all of whom know poker pretty well. We had 3 tournaments. Annie Duke beat us in all 3 tournaments.
Wow.
Now, we're good poker players. And as you know, in a tournament, a lot of it is luck.
Yep.
She beat us 3 times. Now, I'm not saying I'm always playing with professional poker players, but I'm playing with poker players who are smarter than me, and I'm going to lose. So why would I dive into the deep end of loss? And so I gave up poker for about 1.5 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, then I came back. The guy's name, okay, here's one. An old poker player, short, squat, not Phil Robb.
Freddie Deeb?
Freddie Deeb. I was trying to think of the name. Freddie Deeb. This is a great story. I don't know how many people are listening to this. But
can I just say I love this right now, Rich? Like I love this right now, and
I'm glad.
everyone watching.
Well, if I can entertain you, Tom,
let's do it. Let's go. Forget everybody else. Just entertain me and Matt. Here we go.
Okay, Freddie Deeb. I'm sitting next to him at one of those poker tournaments at the Hollywood Club. For charity. Although no, it wasn't for charity. It was the World Series of Poker, but not World Series. It was one of those poker tournaments. So he's sitting to my right. On Friday night, he is almost down to 4 chips, let's say, maybe $25 or something down. I have a sizable amount. He wins the hand and comes back Saturday. So we're playing all day Saturday, and of course he builds up his stack, so he's got a decent amount. I, being an amateur poker player, I start going down, but I did pretty well. And all of a sudden, I'm a little short stack, and I have a good hand. I think I had Queen Jack. That's the hand I think I have. Everybody folds. Freddie Deeb calls, I believe, and I push all in. I think it was King Jack suited. Okay. Everybody is folded. It comes back around to Freddie. And he says, he looks at me, he goes, I think you have King Jack suited. I have King Queen unsuited. Goes, I have the better hand. I'm going to call. And he calls. Everybody at the table goes, oh my God, this guy is the best poker player that ever lived. He looked at me and said, I think you have King Jack suited. I have King Queen. I'm going to call you.
You ever do that to someone, Burke?
No.
And blow their mind?
What he was really doing, Richard, is he was saying, I hope you have King Jack suited. I have King Queen. I'm gonna call.
We turn over our cards. The table goes crazy. Oh my God! How does Freddie Deeb do it? That's unbelievable. He beats me. I go downstairs at the play live, and I'm playing, and the guy sitting next to me goes, "Sir, I hate to say it, you have to cup your cards more." Isn't that the greatest story?
That's such old school poker in a nutshell.
It's crazy.
In a nutshell.
It's crazy. He was. I don't care that he beat me in the hand. He beat me in life.
Yeah.
And that's man. And such a schmuck way to do it. Horrible. And yet, all is fair.
Yeah. Sure.
I mean, but he's a schmuck. He's awful. Awful guy. But it was fantastic. I love
man.
Oh, and a story that I get to tell whenever I'm on with you guys.
Yeah.
It just was such a great, and the everybody at the table going, "Oh my God, he's a magician. He's magic. How does he know?" I loved it. I loved it.
That's really incredible.
Isn't that a great story?
You know what we've got to do, Richard? We got to get me, you, Berkey, anybody that you want to play with, that maybe Josh and whoever, and we got to do a fun virtual tournament.
Oh, I would love it.
I gotta tell you, Tom, I kind of want to do this live and perhaps sit next to Richard. If he's giving away these trade secrets.
Oh, I'm awful. I'm telling you, I'm awful. I used to be respected a lot at the poker table. And I mean, and famous guys who play poker, Schwimmer, who's a good poker player, Hank Azaria, really great poker players. They were children back then. I was teaching them the game.
Oh, wow.
And those were the old days. But they have since flown right over my head as far as money and the talent of playing poker. And I mean, they'll play for $5,000-$10,000 in an afternoon.
Sounds
it's silly.
Sounds like two things, Richard. Sounds like one, we got to get you hooked up with Matt and his Software Y poker training, right, to get you back up to speed.
Oh, yeah.
And also, during our discussion, somehow Berkey just keeps knocking people out, and he has like 46K in chips, and he's all in again against
really
somebody else, and it's got A7 versus. He has him dominated.
Oh! Hey!
What was the hand? What was the flop? What do you have?
I had ace-7. My opponent had ace-5, and it came king-queen-5. Turn 6, river 7.
Matt is going to try and win the tournament that he's co-hosting, and we're never going to hear the end of it, Richard. Like, this is...
All right. If you win, now, forgive me.
Sure.
Do you turn the prize back in?
Yeah, that's what we were talking about earlier. I have to figure out who I would give it to.
Oh, somebody who's playing now?
I'm not sure. Honestly, I'm all for interesting things.
You know what you could do? Okay, I'm going to tell you. Is you put it on some sort of charity auction thing.
I like that.
And you raise money for Miracle Flights.
I like that. That's a great idea.
You might get a tax write-off.
All the better.
I cut my ways. No, but that's what you do.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Because I've won golf tournaments, and I'm not going to take home the prize that they give me. And I say, I will auction this off. Any amount of money is good. Yeah. It's more money than they had. Right. If you're lucky, it'll get a decent price. Yeah. And it doesn't have to be to the people here. I think there are charity lines where you can do that.
Yeah.
So it's great. It's great.
I like that idea a lot.
Everybody wins.
Well, now I'm cheering for Berkey to win, who just flopped a set. I mean, come on. Can this guy run any hotter right now?
Tax man.
I think you might be chip leader in the tournament, man.
I'm a professional, Tom. I should be the chip leader of the tournament.
Well, professional is a strong word.
If Annie Duke can do it, you can do it.
That's right.
Damn it.
What did you do before you became a professional poker player?
Really, I mean, this is honestly getting to a point of being embarrassing to say, but I've never clocked in. I started playing in college, and I just started pursuing it once my fake baseball career fell apart.
Were you a baseball player?
I played in college, yeah. I really thought I had a shot, but looking back, I was 0% to ever make it.
Nobody has a shot playing professional sports.
I'm so average.
These guys, who play professionally,
yeah,
they're ubermenches. How do you do? I mean, getting to the minors, maybe a ball. I once, because I was going to joke about, because I'm an actor with very soft hands, but when I was in high school,
wait.
I worked hard. I had a manual labor job and calluses and stuff like that. And I worked with a guy, because I'll never forget his first name, because he wanted to be a pro ball player, and his first name was Lynn. But you couldn't make fun of a guy named Lynn,
right? Of course,
because he was a ball player. Clock me. But he wanted to be, and he just tried year after year, and he couldn't do it. And it's just, those guys are amazing.
They're monsters.
Monsters.
Yeah.
When you see them catch a ball in the outfield, on the fly, jumping, turning around, and zipping it to second base.
Yeah.
And you go, that's ballet.
Yeah.
And they didn't train to do ballet.
Right.
They trained to do that.
Yeah.
But it's ballet. It's crazy.
What do you guys think about baseball right now and having the cardboard cutouts behind the?
Well, it's a joke. It's a joke, and we'll live through it all. And if they can have it without people getting sick, it's not ideal. But look, where we're having
something,
tournaments on Zoom.
Yeah.
It's silly. The whole thing. The whole. Don't get me into politics now, because then I'll really become.
I'm not going there.
Watch for the bile.
Nope, not going there.
Because we should be through all of this. Speaking of innings, we should be, after 7 months, in the 8th inning.
Yeah.
And we are still in the 2nd and 3rd.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? We are right now. We're in like the 7th inning stretch of this tournament right now. We've got 26 people left out of 111. So, Richard, I just want to say a quick thank you to the 111 players that donated to Miracle Flights, and people that re-entered to give additional donations. Like your guys' donations, and hopefully you're having a really fun time playing in this tournament, and also watching the stream with, Matt Berkey and myself, and Richard Kind is kind enough to join us, and hopefully it's been informative and entertaining. But at the same time, at the end of the day, regardless of that awesome first place Hawaii vacation, I know many of you guys are playing just because you want to support the cause, and that's pretty unbelievable to see.
It is. It's great. I toast and applaud you all. I truly do. So.
Oh man, it's too bad you're on your drive from. Did you say New York to Virginia? Otherwise, you'd be in here busting Matt Berkey.
Right. Come at me, Matt. I was supposed to arrive earlier, and then I got a voiceover job at 12, so I had to stay, and I left at 2, and I rushed to get out at 2 so that I could make the Zoom call, and then there was too much traffic because it was only supposed to take 4 hours and 45 minutes. There was so much traffic in New York to get out into the Lincoln Tunnel. So I pulled over to make a Zoom call, and then he said, "Let's do this later." And I did it at the hotel, so I'm checked in. So are we getting off now?
You can hang with us the entire time if you want, or you can drop and do your thing. It's completely up to you, Richard.
So let's say you started at 4 o'clock your time.
Yep, it's I'm not sure how much time we have left, maybe half hour or so, but completely up to you, Richard. You don't worry about it. I mean, just the fact that you made that dedicated drive to get on this thing. And
I think I am, because of the COVID thing, all of the restaurants in the area close at 9.
Yep.
So I have about 17 minutes to get dinner.
So go do your thing, man. And any parting words for everybody? And I just want to say, from my standpoint, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you, and such
my
a big
pleasure.
fan.
Thank you.
Such a big fan of your work. And
call me. You know what? Call me anytime. If you put these things on, I'm very lucky to have the modicum of fame that I have, and support something like this. So these are, I call these opportunities because I'm not always offered opportunities to do good things. So I like doing good things, and this is very nice. I think this is a magnificent charity. When I found out, and I spoke to one of the women, Karen Roller, who helped put all of this together, and we talked about what Miracle Flights do. I said, geez, thank goodness I get to help out. So Matt, win. Miracle Flights, already a winner, because this is so successful. And get yourself a 10 of spades, will you please?
I'm still looking.
You're nothing without the 10. I'm telling you. You know, you're a Victoria's Secret model with one leg. A terrible joke. I don't know how I came to that, but I'm in a hotel, so I'm thinking of Victoria's Secret. Goodbye. I think it's great. Thanks, Tom. Thanks for
take care, Richard. We appreciate you, man.
You got it. Bye-bye.
I can't, dude.
He could have done the whole show.
I wish he did.
He was the show.
I wish he did.
Incredible.
And meanwhile, while Richard is on, sharing stories, making us laugh, entertaining everybody playing. I mean, you're up to 105K in chips. You're top 2 or 3. You're going to try and take this thing down. I mean, come on. You can't write a better story.
It's my job. It's what I'm here to do. I'm the Punisher.
Oh, gosh. So, Matt, there's a chance it's you and I the rest of the way. There's a chance that we're going to bring in another sponsor. I'll let you know.
Okay.
But I didn't want to say it while we were talking to Richard because he was just giving those stories. I think the person you knocked out, we actually had randomly on the HyperX Esports Arena video, because after you knocked him out, there was this kid or this guy in this seat that was just like, come on.
Yeah, that would make sense. Poor guy.
I was like, oh, could you imagine?
He almost had a shot at that 5.
All right, so guys, we are actually down to 19.
Wow.
So 19 people remain of the 111. Mr. Matt Berkey is part of those 119. He's all in for another 104K up against King 9, Ace 3. Dead, but I think, what was it, like 4K? I mean,
yeah, no, very small. Very small. Everybody's short.
Okay, Matt. So while we have this time, we're going to let in another sponsor. It looks like they are going to be live from the Esports Arena. So bear with us as we have probably some sound backup or a couple seconds of getting their sound corrected. But here we go. We're going to let in our next guest.
Cool.
What's happening?
Hey.
Oh, I like this setup. You're in your own little room. You've got, your mask off a little bit. You're hanging out. How you doing, man?
Doing great. Yeah, they got me in a little more sound-friendly area. Got a little secluded here, so I could take the mask off and have it be a little clearer. So.
There you go. Well, good. Well, I'm backed up on texts, and I know you're not Robert Sanchez. So could you introduce yourself for everybody? And please meet Matt Berkey. My name is Tom. Pleasure to meet you.
Absolutely, guys. Thanks so much for having me on. I'm John Sprick. I'm actually with RDI. We're one of the sponsors and really excited to be a part of this event. Pun included, RDI is all in on this event, and with Miracle Flights, we are actually a full-service third-party business outsourcer. So whether it be contact centers, whether it be IT services, data analytics, development, stuff like that. So full-service business. Here in Vegas, we have a call center that is about 450 people or so. And we're doing all kinds of cool stuff in the city, including being involved in stuff like this. So we're excited to be a part. Thanks for having me.
Love it, man. Now, do you guys, as part of your business, do outbound and inbound, or what are some of the contact center operations you guys provide?
Absolutely. Yep. So we're doing inbound, we're doing outbound, we're doing omni presence. So whether it be chat, email, inbound, outbound, tech support that way. So
good, man. That's great.
Customer service, all kinds of stuff.
I don't know. Matt and I are going to be working on some business development plans for his business and my business over the next 4 weeks. So we might be giving you a shout.
Yeah, reach out to our guy, Dave Reese, here at RDI.
All right, cool, man. Well, look, very much want to say thank you for being such an awesome sponsor of this event. Did you get a chance to play?
Absolutely. I'm pretty proud of myself considering I've never played poker before and I made it to 32 with only one rebuy. So I feel pretty proud of myself. Just clicked buttons and I think I made it far enough. So
there you go.
I think you cleared me out a couple times, so I'm not going to worry about it though.
I was going to say, were you one of the Matt Berkey victims? I don't know. We can't keep track anymore.
Probably more than once. Yeah.
All right, my man. Well, thank you so much for joining. Any parting words, as you take your pride of finishing as far down you did and the awesome information about RDI, like any parting words before you leave the stream?
Absolutely. I mean, we've had a great time being a part of the event. I know that we've got Chris and Yogi that are still alive from RDI, Sam and Chris. So look out for them. They're coming for you to avenge me. All right.
Yogi's at my table.
There you go. Yogi, he's no joke. He's no joke. So watch out. But with that said, to partner with a company like Miracle Flights is just unreal. And guys, for people that are watching, for people that have an opportunity to look up this organization, do it and give. Think if it's your kid, think if it's your family member, and nothing gets closer, nothing gets realer than that. And we would do anything for our family. And I feel like that's exactly what Miracle Flight does, is they are treating everybody like family. So thanks for having us on.
I love it. And that's RDI, Contact Center Services. Don't be surprised if Matt and I hit you up about some outbound biz dev work, man. Thanks for joining us.
That's right. That's right. If anyone wants to jump on board, go to workrdi.com. Come be a part of the team.
All right. Take it easy.
All right. Thanks.
Thank you.
Good work. All right. Oh, I'm on the wrong screen. There we go. I'm on the right screen. I love that, man. That guy was passionate about what he does, and that's all you can really ask for.
Yeah, it seemed great.
So what happened during that? Did you chip up? Did you chip down? Did you crush any more souls?
The same. I sucked out on King Queen, and he resucked for two big blinds.
Sounds about right. Hey, I want to give a quick shout out to the entire Miracle Flights team, Robert, the entire group. I also want to give a shout out to Ryan from our team. He's there on site with them now. Just awesome to see the teamwork displayed, everybody coming together to make this happen. 15 people left of the 111 people that joined up. We're going to be close to a final table. We'll see if Berkey can hold on to his chips for another 6 spots or so. And honestly, like, look, we've had Brad Garrett on, we've had Oksana Bayul, we've had Richard Kind, and everybody that's been on has said the same exact thing, that just absolutely wonderful story regarding Miracle Flights and their mission. Mark Brown, the CEO, came on. Finley and a wonderful representative from presenting sponsor, Finley Volkswagen, came on. And the message is the same. Like, this is a charity that provides some unbelievable life-saving services. We heard it from Levi. We heard it from his mom, Donna. Your money is going to a good cause. And I know, Matt, I know you feel really good about being a part of this. I feel really good about being able to provide this type of service. And anyone that is watching this now or in the future, even if you haven't played miracleflights.org, head on over, donate, and you will see the stories of who you actually affect. While we watch Berkey get it in, King 10 versus Jack 9.
Yeah.
Tough and stuff. You got excited, you hit the 9, you're feeling good, you got a story, and back comes Berkey with, I think it was a king on the turn. I can't remember now, but you hit something.
It was a king.
And we are down to 13. I really think, like, if this was a bounty tournament, Berkey, you'd have at least, 8. I'm not sure.
I have a lot of pelts on my shoulder.
So what do you think, dude? Do we get in touch with Richard Kind, and do we try and put together some really fun celebrity virtual tournament for some kind of cause?
Yeah.
Single table, Zoom?
You probably understand better than me because you speak business. What exactly did they special? I understand the biz dev part, but like, what does that look like drilled down?
So when you talk about contact center, right, I'm talking about RDI right now, the guy that was just on, right? But contact center services, because I used to lead an internal contact center as part of a big marketing department in the corporate world. These are folks who will typically be an extension of your brand or your company and performed outbound business development efforts for customers or potential customers in your target market. So let's say you're looking to partner with businesses to do some kind of B2B business on Solve for Why. Maybe it's taking your poker training out to a corporation and handling some kind of event. Instead of you and your team doing it, you basically let these contact centers like RDI know what type of potential prospects you have. They come up with the lists, they do the outbound calls, and they try and set discovery calls for you with those potential clients. So that's outbound. Inbound is more if you have marketing out there that drives people to a phone number or to an email address, and you don't want your staff to do it, then they will act as your company on your behalf to manage all those incoming calls and incoming emails with the purpose of setting up some type of meeting for you from a business standpoint.
Makes sense.
So I know RDI does those services, and that's more of like the contact center world.
That's what I have you for.
Yeah. And this is what I have you for, Matt. So you can come on these wonderful live streams, get your audience involved, have a good time with me, and possibly take it down. So this is just awesome.
I'm in jeopardy. I'm starting to get a little short.
Stop. Just stop. Anybody that's watching this or playing heard you say that, and they hate you right now. Oh, man. Shout out to HyperX Esports. I know that people are still having a great time there. Hopefully you don't break any more hearts from folks there. I swear.
I'm coming for Yogi.
I swear. I think that guy was literally sitting in the chair at the esports arena when you knocked him out.
I understand. It's painful.
We got 12 left, Matt. I mean, as long as you don't blow it, you're looking at a final table lock.
All right. Got to get on the main stage.
Buddy. All right. So again, 12 people left. I'm going to go through those 12 people real quick when you're out of a hand.
Oh, this is
you got a diamond in your hand?
Nope.
No diamond. And Branch could crush you here. Like they got the chip stack, but you can't help yourself. You got to put it in against somebody that could crush.
I had the king 3.
Oh, well,
That's a good hand. I got to protect.
I'll never forget when we were in Austin before COVID happened, literally like 3 days before COVID happened. We're playing in that tournament at the Texas Card House. I shoved with the ace of diamonds in my hand. Immediately you're like, I know what you have. And you shouldn't have done that. And then the dude
had
calls
ace jack,
me
right?
Yeah. The dude calls me with king high, and I'm like, oh, really?
Yeah, that was crazy.
And then, bink, king hits, and you're like, I told you shouldn't have done it.
Well, I wasn't being results oriented. It didn't make sense as a poker play. But whenever he's going to call with worse, that's a different story.
Turns the hand face up, which is exactly what it did.
Yeah.
By the way, if you want to get better at poker really quick, sit at a table with Matt and just have him observe your play for a good, 30 minutes.
Oh, yeah. People love it whenever you criticize their play in real time.
I wouldn't say it was a criticize, well, maybe it was. Ace, king. Anybody got a free roll? No, they don't.
What was I doing in the middle of that?
I don't know. You probably had king 3.
No, I had 9-7.
You probably would have won.
Good hand, 9-7.
Suited?
Yeah. I was coming after Yogi.
Favorite suited connector hand?
5-4 suited.
Really? Why?
I won my very first ever big pot was with 5-4 of clubs, and just kind of fell for it thereafter.
Got it. Eight, 7 suited on my side. 15 was the baseball number.
Boring.
No, it's not.
That's such a good hand.
Here are the reasons. Baseball number was 15. 8 plus 7 equals 15. The first tournament I ever won was 8-7 suited.
Wow, you won a tournament. What's that like? Tell me.
It was, oh Lord. It was not the level of tournament that you play right now or that I play 4 times a year. Trust me.
So that excuses me from not winning any?
Yeah. Look, you have a bunch of seconds, don't you?
A lot of seconds. I have a lot of seconds. I have a chop that I got first place money for.
All right. So here's a question. If you could, let me make sure there's nobody else waiting for us to come in. Nope, I don't think so. If you could win any tournament besides World Series of Poker main event.
Sure.
What would it be?
What's the next biggest prize pool?
Oh, come on. That's such a cop-out answer.
I mean, what else am I playing for? I mean,
I guess you're right. I guess you're right. Mine would be WPT 5 Diamond.
Really? Why?
Yeah. I've just always loved that tournament. For some reason, I feel like there's a prestige to it. I feel like there's so many unbelievably great pros that play in it and, who re-enter. And I feel like that tournament, if you survive that thing and make a deep run and finish it, like it isn't just the money, which I'm sure the money is one of the bigger prize pools out there, right? But it's just like you've got to navigate so many great players to do it.
Doesn't hurt that it's almost $2 million to first.
No, not at all. And yes, that factors in.
Man, I have so many top 15 finishes in tournaments where first is like 1.5 million or greater, and I don't know how to close.
You will.
I was a starter, not a closer,
I have a feel, Matt, when you do finally close, it's going to be multiple in the same year, man.
It might just be this one. It might all start right here.
Could you imagine?
The Miracle Flights free roll charity tournament.
The first tournament. Can Matt Berkey win his first ever poker tournament? Let's see.
Good start. Bad turn. Good river. Let's go.
DJ Ald, we saw you on chat. Good game. 10 left. 1 away from the final table. Mr. Matt Berkey is leading the charge. He's going to say he does this for a living. Matt Berkey leading the charge. The Miracle Flights presented by Finley Volkswagen charity tournament. No doubt. I wish I had a number right now of what was raised. In fact, I'm going to send a text to see if anybody can provide that. And we're going to see if we're going to play a video here soon. But really, Matt, how many tournaments are you playing a year? Forget online. When you were playing just live tournaments, how many are you playing a year?
I mean, for what it's worth, I've won live online tournaments also. But live, I think I probably play maybe 10 outside of the World Series, and then somewhere between 20 and 25 during.
Yeah, so such a small sample set,
tiny.
really.
Yeah,
right?
tiny.
Yeah. And we are at our final table, so shout out to the 9 folks who are playing for a Hawaii vacation. Shout out to all you guys who have donated for Miracle Flights. What's happening? How did you guys let Matt Berkey make the final table? I mean, come on, everybody. Matt's going to be going for it, no doubt. You're going to have to go through the end boss. But shout out to these 9 players who have just a phenomenal run to get here. We got Berkey, 11, with the chip lead. Of course you're the chip leader. You got Dave, 1981. You got Stanley, T3. You got J. Pete, 12. Branch, Threvo, Yogi, Sandy Cheeks. And you know what? That was from my man, Joey Ingram, because last time we streamed together, he said, you make final tables interesting. So there you go, Joey. That's for you, buddy.
J. Pete wants to know what the prizes are.
First place, all-inclusive paid vacation to Waikiki. So there you go. That's what you're playing for. And you know what? I'm going to do something. Whoever bubbles and finishes second, I'm going to give a free annual subscription to the Faded Spade Card Club, where you can bring your friends online and have some fun, personalized, custom home game for you and your friends. So we'll go ahead and throw that out there.
Yeah, I can also give a subscription to everybody who made the final table if they're interested. If you can get their contact info.
We've got it. So there you go. So Mr. Berkey is going to give 9 people at least a free first month subscription to Solve for Why Poker Training. Second place, you're going to get the free annual subscription to the Faded Spade Card Club for you and your home game friends. You know what? I'm also going to give whoever finishes third a $75 promo code to fadedspade.com so you can get some Faded Spade cards. So there you go. You've got the Hawaii vacation. You've got a shopping spree on fadedspade.com, which I don't know why I just said shopping spree. I'm drinking seltzer too. I'm not even drinking anything tonight. So
sure.
You can't blame it on that. But you got everybody at the final table has the free month subscription to Solve for Why Poker Training. And of course, up top, 4-day Hawaii vacation. I'm losing my voice, man. What's going on here, Matt?
You're the MC. You gotta, you have to take care of that thing.
It's been interesting because we had some schedule changes, and I'm trying to figure out who to text, how to text, and still do this. And I was never a good multitasker, so hopefully it's not coming off too bad this stream. Lucky Inva 85 says, Berkey, when is your next YouTube stream besides this one, since it keeps crashing? Any plans for streams? I don't know what that's all about, but
yeah, apparently YouTube's been having some issues today. I may stream this Sunday. I haven't decided yet. It just depends if I'm playing or not.
I can promise you guys it's not Berkey. If anything, it's probably the restream from this or the recording. But fortunately, we haven't had too many issues or any issues on our Twitch stream. And Berkey continues to crush souls. Jay all in with 3-2 is now out. Berkey over 200K. The dream is alive for Matt Berkey.
That's right.
To win the Miracle Flights charity poker tournament. How great is this? Lucky Inva 85 also says, Berkey, you could use a vacation after your WSOP online grind.
Yeah, I actually could. I was just thinking about maybe I should just give the cash value back to Miracle Flights and just take the vacation.
There you go.
I've never been. Seems great.
All right, so it looks like Sandy Cheeks is going to be shoving any time here as the short stack. Yogi, Threvo right behind him. Who's got the flush draw right now, Matt? We'll see.
This is a big pot.
I have not tweeted anything out in so long. We need to tweet out, come watch Berkey at the final table.
I'm on it.
You got it? All right, if you're on it, I will go ahead and retweet it. I'm sure Miracle Flights will be too. Hey, we got a tweet from Michael Ian Black who wants to send his apologies. Power's out, can't appear tonight, which is great, which is great news for other players he was going to spank. But great tourney, great cause. You should play. So, Mike, thanks for sending that out to folks. And no doubt you would have been here if you didn't have these power struggles. So we appreciate the tweet, and thanks for getting your followers involved. Berkey is tweeting out right now that you can come to Faded Spade, twitch.tv/Faded Spade Cards or youtube.com/solve4why.
Yep.
And you can watch Berkey try and take this thing down. No doubt if he does, he'll be doing something very creative with that Hawaii trip prize.
I have to tell you, I misclicked pre-flop, and I'm going to pay dearly for it. I don't have a hand.
I mean, but really, when have you? I mean,
that's true.
Since you had those quad aces, I mean,
that's very true.
So can I guess? Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and guess. You misclicked, and you got something like 9-3 off.
No, you're in the ballpark though. I have the old Jack 5 off. It's not really performing so well. Stanley's probably watching the stream and knew I had nothing.
I love it. It's so funny. We got people watching on the Solve for Why YouTube. We got people watching on the up and coming Faded Spade Twitch, and we're going to continue to bring you guys these really fun charity poker tournaments, and we're going to continue to have awesome folks like Matt come and commentate and play because it's just good for the game. And like I said before, we joke about a lot of we talk about it a lot. Poker as a philanthropic activity is no joke. It is something that is phenomenal for the game. It's become one of the leading ways to handle fundraising events, even past golf. When I called Berkey up to see if he wanted to be involved, it was a snap call, and that's a testament to Berkey. And we give him a lot of crap about knocking so many people out, but he's responsible for a lot of people rebuying. And I think it would be really fun to see Berkey win this thing, and to see what he does with that grand prize, which is a 4-night trip to Hawaii. And of course, round trip airfare. And you will be staying at the Aston Waikiki, and it's valid through June 2021. So you don't have to worry about traveling this year.
What better time to go to a relatively deserted island than now? Although they're getting bombarded, right? Didn't Hawaii just get hit by a hurricane?
I don't know. I know that they're getting bombarded with people wanting to come to Hawaii, but they're being really strict on who enters right now.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Right now.
Yeah.
But fortunately, this 4-night trip to Aston Waikiki is with airfare included is good till next June, which is great. Down to 8. Is this going to be a 1-hour final table, or is it going to be a 30-minute final table? With Berkey, it could be a 15-minute final table. You never know.
If I run hot.
Okay, no. We do want to share with folks, there is a really awesome video that Miracle Flights has on YouTube. Go check it out. In addition to going to their website, miracleflights.org, check out their YouTube channel. You'll get a feel for their mission and hear from people that were directly affected by it. So check out Miracle Flights in their YouTube page. Check out their website. Even though you can't play in this tournament anymore, you can still donate. So please do. All right, Burke.
I'm nervous every time I enter a pot.
Let's go.
I'm terrified.
Are you more nervous and terrified now, or more nervous and terrified when you were final tabling all your WSOP online events?
Probably now.
Stop.
I have to put on a show.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm also streaming in real time, so I'm conscientious that my cards are exposed.
Oh, anybody on your channel? Got it.
Although I don't think anybody from my channel is at the final table, but we're going with this one. All you can eat.
I should just put it on your stream so I actually know what you have, but I'm afraid of my entire system crashing. So we're not going to do that.
Hopefully we didn't get we got trapped. Trapped.
Crushed.
Did you rig this software? What is going on here?
Once you final tabled, I just made a call to Dennis.
10s versus Jack 10.
Pete 12, just come in chat and just write, hey, Berkey, sorry, not sorry. So the case 10 hit, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, they got me. Well, it's push fold time now, boys.
I feel like it's been push full time for the vast majority of people since the second hour.
Yeah, that's true.
They might not have known that, though. What's next for you, bud? So, look, you just finished up. What, are you okay?
Yeah.
I mean, you all right?
You got me. You got me with that one.
You good? So what's next for you, man? WSOP, at least through the WSOP client online, is done.
Yeah.
Are you going to do any of the GG poker tournaments and travel or et cetera? Or are you going to just kind of take some time off?
I may go somewhere for the 5K main event. I don't know where, though. I mean, I see people are in Mexico, but I don't know how. I saw Daniel flew private. So maybe that's the option or the only option to getting in. Oh, boy, we're going to gamble. Good luck, us. I have a really bad hand now. Nice hand, sir. Nice hand.
Threevo. Dublin through Mr. Berkey 11, who is 100% going to be shoving. Probably any 2 cards coming up.
Yeah, I called it off.
Again, guys, you can watch on twitch.tv/FadedSpadeCards. You can also watch on youtube.com/solve4why. And you're right, there have been some issues here and there with YouTube and Twitch, by the way, that are YouTube and Twitch issues sometimes, and not even the user or the streamer issues.
Yeah. Yeah, whatever's been going on YouTube, it's just been randomly crashing. You just have to refresh over and over. I'm dead. I'm dead. Good game, everyone.
Good game. Good game, Mr. Berkey. That was fun. It was a fun ride while it lasted.
Yeah.
Still can't win a tournament, dude.
I know. I feel like I probably should have covered my hole cards once I made the final table.
Yeah, right. It's
smart.
probably your fault, right? Because they might have just turned it on. You're right.
Yeah. I mean, we kept telling them to, so let's see if I had a spike in viewership and if it goes away now. Yeah, we had an extra 11 people watch. There's 8 at the final table. I might. Oh, we just lost 4.
All right, dude, we'll do this. While there are 7 people playing, I got to check in with the team.
Okay.
Go ahead and just let folks know how you would tell these 7 folks to play right now.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, there isn't a whole lot of play remaining in the structure. You know, you're looking at less than 20 big blinds. So download Snap Shove. It's a great tool that teaches you what hands to be push folding with. You can just plug in how many big blinds you have, what position you're in, and it will just spit back out what hands you should go all in with and what hands you should fold. And I mean, that's pretty much it. Like Sandy Cheeks and Yogi, they're going to have to make a move soon. Everybody else is pretty average, 15 to 20 big blinds. So, you know, they get to be a little bit more selective about the hands that they choose to play.
There you go. There's 9-7 suited. All right, who's your pick, Matt?
I got to tell you, Stanley busted me at my very first table. He seems to be playing pretty solid. He took those chips all the way to the final table, so I kind of have to lean on him. He's the only one that I played a significant amount with. I don't know. We'll see. He's the one who flipped with me. I told him to gamble, and he did. He got it right in there with the 4s.
All right, so you're going Stanley. I'm going to go Threvo.
Okay.
I'm going to go Threvo, only because I think they doubled through you.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, yeah. I called with Queen 9 versus Jacks. Gamble.
So when are you going to travel again, man? Like, when are you actually thinking about getting on a plane and going somewhere?
I've already gotten on a plane. I went to Houston for a friend. Her mom passed away, and she had a corporate meeting that she wanted me to sit in on. So I went for that. I think that's the only flight that I've taken. But I'm not overly concerned personally. I think taking precautionary measures is pretty foolproof at this point. So I'm not like overly concerned with getting it myself. But you know, I don't want to encourage the further spread, I guess.
Right.
So I don't think by any stretch we should just return to normal.
Yeah, I agree. And hey, in chat, there are a lot of people rooting for you. And somebody before you busted was asking if they could go to Hawaii with you.
Sure.
So, you know, we'll see.
C'est la vie.
Unfortunately, c'est la vie. That can't happen anymore because he blew it.
Yeah. Ran bad.
Oh, man. The nut flush couldn't get there. 10s hold on a 9 king jack, 2 club board. But JP is still in. So we just had another double for Sandy Cheeks, who has come back from, I think, like 20K. We just want to do another shout out to our presenting sponsor, Finley Volkswagen. If not for them and all of our other sponsors who you can 100% see on the stream there. I'm not going to be able to rattle them all off right now, but we're talking Southwest Airlines and many others. I want to send a shout out to Brad Garrett, Richard Kind, Oksana Bayul, obviously you, Berkey. And I know I'm forgetting somebody right now for coming on and joining us on stream. Again, Michael Ian Black couldn't make it because of some power problems, but thank you, Michael, for sharing the information all over social media. We know you are a poker player. You've been on Celebrity Poker Showdown a lot. And right now, Matt, Alfar C. Ryan says, thanks a lot. There goes my free trip to Hawaii. Thanks, Burke. So if busting wasn't worse, you know, bad enough, now you're getting the guilt trip.
Yeah, I let people down.
You know, I've been thinking, man, like, I'm ready to get on a plane and go somewhere too. Like we took a trip to the mountains, me and Devin and the kids, and it was awesome. It was fun. It was like a 10-day trip. And it was crazy seeing how other cities in the Southeast were like handling COVID. And I will say, like, a lot of those cities were handling it a lot better than I've seen here in Florida.
Yeah.
But I'm ready. I'm ready to get on a plane. I'm literally contemplating next week taking the family to Cancun
Yeah.
So I'm going to hit you guys, Mark, I'm going to hit you guys up, Miracle Flights. I'm going to hit you up, find out what recommended airline, probably Southwest if they fly there, since they're sponsoring this. But I'm that close to just going like 7 days, Cancun with the family, go on a plane, hang out, maybe even play some online poker events. But this close.
I mean, what's really stopping you? Like, that's what I mean. It's like the reason why I'm not flying is because there's nowhere to go.
Right.
It's not like I have a fear of, just immediately catching COVID or anything like that. If I were immunocompromised, it'd be different. I would be a lot more hesitant to partake in any of this stuff.
I honestly think I've had it. So like when my wife and I went to Italy in November.
Yeah.
I don't know if I told you this. I went to Italy in November with her. And while I was there, it was like the third day, we were up in the mountain area. We were on Lake Como. We decided to take this like spontaneous anniversary trip. We had kid care. We're like, F it, let's go. And we got a good deal through her cousin that works at an airline. And it was the second or third day. And I started like getting a fever and like not feeling great. And all this shit started happening. And then like every symptom you hear about COVID, I had for the next 4 days.
Yeah.
Every single one.
Yeah.
But then we didn't know about COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And it was literally like, I came home, went to the doctor. They were like, oh, you've got like either this really bad case of pneumonia or bronchitis. We're not sure. Shout out to Branch for finishing the tournament in 6th place. We're down to our final 5. So sorry, Sandy Cheeks, that you're devastated. We want to thank you for donating, and it's all right. You'll get them. Not even Berkey could final table this thing. So you got farther than Berkey. You should feel good about it. But anyway, it wasn't until like, all this COVID stuff started happening after you and I got back from Austin, and they started going through all these symptoms. And my wife looked at me and she's like, you had that.
Yeah.
And you had that in Italy in November.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. Like if you've had it before, possibly I should probably go get tested to see if I have antibodies.
I heard the antibody tests are like ridiculously inaccurate though. Like something like 30% false negatives or false positives. I can't recall which way. So yeah, I'm not really sure how reliable that stuff is. I was terribly sick after Austin. It only lasted for a couple of days, but I had some of the symptoms. I didn't really have a fever to my knowledge, but I had like the sore throat, the just fatigue and all this other stuff. So maybe I had it, maybe I haven't. I don't know. I also don't know that you can't have it again. I have a friend who's gotten it twice in 3 weeks. So there's just a good chance that she was never over it and she just had a false negative in between. But who knows?
Scary stuff, but it's not going anywhere. So we're just gonna have to figure out a way to live with it. Shout out to Threevo, Yogi, Dave 1981, JP 12, Stanley T3, rounding out the top 5. Everybody playing for that 4-night trip to Waikiki, Hawaii, courtesy of Miracle Flights. Man, I can't say enough good things about Miracle Flights, Burke. We've been working with Robert and the team for probably a good 6 weeks now.
Yeah.
And they care, dude. They like really, really care about their mission. Like you can see how passionate they are about it. They were on the ball with working with us in terms of figuring out all the details for this. They made my job and Ryan's job a lot easier than it sometimes normally is. And they just wanted everybody that decided to donate to have a really good time and just have fun and take their mind off the current situation. So I'm so glad to see that there were over 100 people, over I think almost 110 people that played in this, and with I'm sure that many more close rebuys. And I'll tell you what, man, when Levi was on, that was cool because getting to hear, exactly what Miracle Flights does in terms of helping real people with the money we all donate.
Yeah.
It was inspiring.
Yeah, I imagine that it's a pretty efficient charity. I can only imagine that airlines like Southwest and otherwise are pretty quick to chip in, donate seats, whatever the case may be, to ensure that this facilitates. And obviously, it's a super necessary one. Just hearing Levi's story, knowing that he has to take personally that many flights, imagine how that looks like at scale, or what that looks like at scale.
Yeah, couldn't even imagine. All right, so Stanley and JP are pretty close. We'll see if they mix it up with each other.
They're not gonna have a choice soon enough.
I know, right? Let's see here. Oh, Sandy Cheeks finished 7th, right behind you.
Yeah.
And then Branch 6th and Threvo 5th. So your selection is still at, mine is out. So I'm glad we did not put any
No, you
money
picked
on it.
Threvo.
Yeah. Bye-bye, Threvo.
No, he's in.
Oh, he is?
Hey.
Oh, yeah, Threvo is in. Sorry. Just short
5 of 5.
We've been running for about 2 hours and 30 minutes. So I imagine we'll be here for about another 30. And we've got Jacks versus Queen 10. The 10's not going to be good enough. Can Threvo hang? Threvo did hang. So there you go. Dave, 1981 is on their last blind, half a blind. Should I tell the story? Dave is all in for their last almost 10K. It will be Stanley versus Dave. Are we going to have 4 left? Threvo's thinking. Threvo bumps it up to 40. Threvo wants that vacation. It's going to come down to your guy and my guy.
I hope so.
Gal.
I hope so.
We don't know.
Well, actually,
I'm assuming Stanley's a guy, but
well, we do know. We do know.
Oh.
It's in the. Everybody here is a male.
Okay, got it.
Stanley's from Twin Falls, Idaho.
Queen 8. Queen 8. Oh God.
No.
Dave is alive.
He is alive. Threvo is from Kansas. Dave, 1981, from your neck of the woods in Florida. J. Pete from Barrington, Illinois, and Yogi is from Henderson, Nevada.
There you go.
Yogi's a part of the sponsorship team.
RDI.
Yeah.
Contact center crew.
Yeah. Doing them proud.
Dave's all in again. Stanley looking him up. Oh.
Oh no. Oh no. What a run.
Are we going to have the miracle comeback during the Miracle Flights tournament?
He had one big blind. Not even. He had a half a big blind.
Hey, Lucky Inva 85 says, I had it for like 2.5 weeks. Thankful no symptoms besides congestion, which is surprising because I'm immune compromised from beating cancer. So number one, congrats on beating cancer. Amazing. And number two, so glad that you didn't have it more than that.
Yeah, it's weird. I hear so many fluctuating stories where it's just like, for some, it's no big deal. It just kind of comes and goes, and it's just flu-like symptoms for a few days. And then for others, it's this battle for weeks upon weeks where there's all of these detrimental after effects. And I can't imagine how scary it is being immunocompromised.
Yeah, I know. Also, it's the captain of the Berkey crew, the Alpha Rex, at Alpha C Ryan. Does that mean anything to you?
Yeah, he's one of our chatters. He shows up to every stream. They've dubbed themselves the Alpha Rex, so we're getting T-shirts made up hoodies made up for the crew. And his name is actually Ryan Braun, so I obviously give him guff about being named after a professional major leaguer. And he always ensures that he like says not that Ryan Braun.
That's hilarious. You have built one hell of a community, man.
It's been a fun ride for sure. It's interesting to see it grow. It's strange too. Like I didn't really give much, I guess, background to what I was streaming today. I just threw up the title that I was playing a charity event. And for whatever reason, like the algorithm just doesn't like it. So it just didn't really perform all that well. Like I think we had like 80 concurrent viewers at our peak. Yeah. But if I just put that I'm streaming the WSOP, it instantly starts with like 900.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think it's just like certain keywords get searched in the algorithm so quickly. And also like time of year. You
know what's so interesting is like I love that you actually kept your streams on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
You know, I know there aren't as many like bells and whistles as Twitch, right? But you have such a YouTube content base. It almost made sense just to keep it there.
Yeah, we already had the platform built, so like starting with that big of a head start, it didn't really make sense to go elsewhere. And Twitch just kind of frowns upon streaming on multiple platforms.
Yeah.
There's a lot of benefits to being on Twitch, though, that I probably need to examine a little bit closer. It's just really a matter of if they'll be friendly to streaming multiple platforms or not.
You know more about it than I do. We started this about a month and a half ago for these purposes. So thanks to the followers we have. And, you know, I was thinking, like, should I tell people the story about how you were riding a scooter in Austin and you fell?
Me?
After you hit a pothole? Should I tell that story?
I would never fall. I, however, have some video footage of you not being quite so graceful.
God, that was a fun trip.
I want to get a scooter. Those things were amazing.
They were so much fun.
What a great way to get from place to place.
I remember your crew was like, let's do it. And you and I were like, you know, no, we're good.
Yeah.
And then it was just like, it was happening regardless of what you and I said.
I'm glad I got talked into it. It was a lot of fun. Way more fun than going to the bars.
Yeah. Yeah, because you and I were the DDs.
Yeah.
Ace Jack, Queen Jack. Ace Jack takes it down. Stanley's got a little bit of a dent.
These guys are all 10 big blinds deep, and they're playing like they're 150. So let's start jamming it in there, boys.
Let's go. Let's go. Every hand, let's go. 10 bigs. You got to get it in.
I actually like the Olympian strategy. I think that there's a lot of room for it at these depths, or lack thereof.
Really?
Yeah.
Why don't you think it's more used?
Well, particularly in an environment like this where people aren't being aggressive. Don't get me wrong. I think shoving is worth a lot just because you win uncontested so easily. But where people aren't defending properly, you just get to take on pretty minimal risk and kind of maximize your reward. Because you're really only trying to win what's in the middle. You're only trying to win a couple big blinds at a time.
Yeah. Isn't that the truth? You know what? They came to play. They want to get some good time for their donation. I mean, I think they're that close to that Hawaii vacation. They're like, I'm not blowing it.
Yeah, of course. It's a lot of money up top.
Stanley's bleeding. I think I'm actually pretty close to traveling next week, whether it's by car or by plane. I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's get a bunch of people and go to Cancun for the week. Let's go to Cancun, hang out on the beach, the pools. I mean, it's a little bit different for you. You'd probably go to Cabo, grind a little WSOP online.
That sounds awful right now.
You can stream. I mean,
it would be so hard. Like for me to take a proper setup to stream while flying, that'd be tough. I mean, I guess I could do it on my laptop. It would just be kind of janky.
So talk about your stream setup.
I got a pretty nice little gig here. Oh no, Stanley's dead. Oh no.
Yeah, Dave covered though.
My horse.
Dave won't go. Dave will not.
Respect.
Yeah, Dave is like, I don't care if I got 2 big blinds. I'm gonna stay in this damn thing.
That's how turbos work, man. You just gotta survive. Yeah, I have a supercomputer that I built about a year ago, so it's super fast. We got lightning quick internet here. When Cox doesn't feel the need to punish us, which they sometimes do. You know that like they throttle the internet despite charging you for like the maximum speed.
That makes no sense.
It's so awful. Like we pay a ridiculous amount to get the fastest internet, and then it'll just throttle it anyway down to something very low. Yeah, I have that. Everything else is probably portable, like the Stream Deck, the microphone, the actual setup itself. It's not all that bad, but having enough computing power to run these things is really critical if you want high quality stuff.
So speaking of streaming, not just what you're doing for WSOP, but let's talk Poker Out Loud. So obviously it's been on hiatus, right?
Yeah.
Because you can't play live.
Right.
But for those who don't know, watching this now or later via recording, Poker Out Loud is one of the more innovative poker entertainment and training shows out there. Dave's all in. Can he survive?
My man.
Oh, wow. Dave will not.
He's going to win this.
Dave might come all the way back and win this thing.
For sure.
So what are you thinking about with Poker Out Loud now? Have you thought about doing it virtually and having people talk through hands on Zoom? Or have you given that any thought?
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple hurdles that could probably be solved, but they are hurdles nonetheless. Time bank online is an issue if we want to have like a comparable product to what we were doing. There's very rarely does somebody talk through a spot for less than 30 seconds. So it really, I guess it kind of harms the quality of content whenever you put people on the clock like that. We could do perhaps a more entertaining version where the players aren't super skillful and they're just kind of like giving shallow thought throughout the talk. But in my experience, that's never as interesting as the audience may think it is. Like, we get requests for that a lot. Like, oh, I want to hear what a whale is thinking whenever they're in a hand.
I'd be perfect for shallow talk.
I mean, it's like they're not. They're just not thinking at all. They're just going to say, like, all they're going to do is call the action for you. Like,
Right.
they're going to say, this is my hand. This is the action that's taking place. This is the action I'm going to take. And then the conversation ends. And, if we wanted to get a play-by-play guy, we would just hire a play-by-play guy instead of having the player themselves do it. So there's definitely some issues with doing it in the online platform. I think that they can be overcome, especially if we can find a customizable platform where we don't necessarily have a time bank, or we can turn the time bank off. I'm not sure what it looks like from the production side of things. So I guess we would do it with Zoom calls. That would make the most sense.
Mhm.
And then just figure out a way to like work that into a graphic overlay.
Yogi all in, likely going to get looked up here. What type of time bank do you think you need?
Preferably 0 time bank would be
Yeah.
great. We're all at that point, we're all competing for the spirit of the product. So, wow, Yogi. Oh no,
Good game.
my man Stan.
Good
Down to
game,
4.
Yogi from RDI.
Well, if you're gonna bust, that's the way to do it. Get it in with the best of it, not like me.
You're so sad.
I got
Ever
hit
since you
dominated
busted, you're
twice.
like, oh man.
Oh man, I was a long
right.
way away from winning this thing.
You're gonna be done with this, and you're gonna fire up some cash games, and like it'll be 9 a.m.
That's probably
I'll be
true.
waking up at 9 a.m. I'll open up Twitter or email, and I'll just see like, oh man, I've been playing a 10-hour cash game session. Here's a video of me taking 80K off this dude.
That actually might be true. I do need to build a webinar for Saturday, so I should probably do some work.
Oh, you do that? Do you actually do your software while work and play online at the same time, or do you
No,
try and just?
I can't do the same. I mean, I'll just pay too much attention to the gameplay.
Jay says, tough way to go out. Chris says, Stanley is a cold-blooded killer.
He's killing it. It's my pick to click.
Telling you, let's go 3-0 and Stanley. Then
I'm
put a
kind of
nice
on
little
Dave's.
prop bet on it.
I'm on the Dave bandwagon at this point. He just won't die.
He won't do it.
Going for a little thin value here, betting third pot, wins.
Bang! Look at Dave. I think he had one big blind.
He had a half a big blind. He had 9,000 chips. He's now competing for the chip lead. Albeit the chip lead is 10 big blinds, but competing for it nonetheless.
I am shocked that it's not done yet.
Hey, you have to understand.
Flight said 2.5 to 3 hours, so we were right around that 2.5 to 3 hour mark. There you go, Miracle
First
Flights.
place is worth First place is worth what, $4,000 or $5,000 vacation, something in that neighborhood. Second place is worth a $75 gift card. They're battling.
No, that was third. That was third place.
Right.
Yeah. So, second place is worth maybe $240.
Okay, so there's a little bit of a discrepancy here. There's a reason to hang on. Now 3-0 chip leads.
I'm still going 3-0 over Stanley, and then we're gonna.
I mean, it's anyone's game at this point.
Jay Pete has been folding his way to victory.
First to be all in and win.
You heard it from Berkey, guys. If you want to take that commanding chip lead, you got to start shoving. Just let's go. It's amazing how much 60K 3 times is going to increase your stack just from getting folds.
That's actually really true. There's only 45 big blinds in play. So you figure every time that you pick up what's in the middle, which is 35,000, you're picking up 15% of the chips in play? No. You're picking up a blind and a half. So you're picking up like 3% of the chips in play. That's pretty impressive. That's a big deal. There we go. Dave's the brave one.
Let's go, Dave.
He's going to be the first.
Listening.
The first to take the leap of faith.
What if Dave just goes like 3-4 hands in a row? Boom, boom, boom.
He's
watching. He's listening.
Yeah.
Oh, Stanley says, dang, Dave. Stanley didn't like that very much. Come on, Stanley. Give him a taste of his own medicine. Let's go. You're on the button. Let's go, Stanley. 3-0 might beat you to it. I just want to go through kind of the agenda of what we had today. I want to give a shout out to Mark Brown, the CEO of Miracle Flights. I want to give a shout out to presenting sponsor, Finley Volkswagen. I want to give a shout out to Levi and Donna, who are part of the MF family. A really inspiring story about how Miracle Flights affected Levi's life and how Donna found Miracle Flights on the internet to get her child life-saving care. And today, I think Levi could probably take over my job or your job right now, Matt.
Yeah, for sure.
Ton of charisma.
For sure.
Shout out to Oksana Bayul, who joined us while her daughter, I think, whooped her in Slapshot card game or something like that. I wish we had more time with Oksana. I would have loved to just talk to her about that entire experience of winning the gold medal.
Yeah, for sure.
But just for her and her friends to support Miracle Flights, great to see that. Obviously, Brad Garrett, who is on. Everybody knows Brad, phenomenal poker player and also comedian, stand-up comedy show in Las Vegas right now. You guys know what Brad has done on TV. Richard Kind, who joined us for a good 25, 30 minutes after what I think is probably about a 6-hour drive from New York to Virginia to spend his time talking about Miracle Flights and how much he appreciated the charity, to tell us his poker stories, to hear about how Matt Berkey himself wound out knocking him out of a cash game at some point. Really awesome of Richard to join us. And of course, Michael Ian Black, who was supposed to be here but couldn't make it because of a power outage. Thanks, Mike, for at least promoting everything online. We appreciate it.
Yeah, Richard could have ran this entire show. He's
awesome,
a fantastic storyteller.
And remember before this, I was like, Richard Kind is going to kill it.
Yeah, for sure.
Spin City, man. You remember Spin City?
Yeah.
With Michael J. Fox?
Yeah.
Were you a Michael J. Fox fan?
I was. I remember all the way back to when he was Alex P. Keaton.
Oh, yeah. Family Ties.
Yeah.
That's right. Back to the Future still might be like the best trilogy.
It's amazing. Yeah, honestly, maybe Rocky.
Time,
Rocky might rival it, but there aren't very many trilogies that hold water.
And then Indiana Jones?
Not a fan.
Come on. How are you not a fan of Indiana Jones?
I'm not into that kind of stuff.
Jeez, so disappointing.
It seems like such a Disney movie.
So disappointing. God. Never go into Austin and riding scooters with you again. I also love hearing that you might have had COVID when we shared a room and bunk beds or whatever it was on a lake. By the way, that lake house.
Yeah, I'd love to go back there.
That was legit.
I definitely didn't get to stay long enough. Disappointing.
That room was that was definitely legit. If I go back, if I do a family trip to Texas, I'm gonna rent that lake house.
Yeah, well worth it. It was so cheap. It was like $150 a night. We were literally on the lake.
That's all it was?
I think so.
The drive there was interesting.
Yeah. It was definitely in the middle of nowhere. I mean, you're right on Lake Travis, so you have to kind of cut off the beaten path.
Chad Cordova says, "Go Miracle Flights." What's up, Chad? Thanks for the positivity. Alpha C Ryan, Faded Spade could help you with that. I don't know what that was about, but cool. I guess we could help somebody with something. Oh, you know what? Maybe they're talking about Poker Out Loud in virtual.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Maybe. We'll look into it.
Yeah.
Very good idea, Alpha RC Ryan. I was like, what the hell is he talking about?
That's Alpha Rec Ryan. Okay.
Oh God.
Put some respect on his name.
Thank you. Forgotten name. Alpha Rec Ryan. Thank God Berkey's here to correct me.
That's right.
This whole stream would have been down the tubes if Berkey wasn't here to correct me.
Dave's going for it. Uh-oh, we got a confrontation. My man Stan. He's back.
Look at your boy.
He's back.
Alpha Rec Ryan asks, doesn't solve for why have a special price right now?
We do. We do. We are $9.99 a month, down from $125 a month. Pretty much throughout the duration of COVID. So we're probably going to stay this price through 2020. Hopefully 2021 brings us brighter pastures and a more reasonable approach.
Good game, JP. We're down to 3.
My pick to click.
Your
Stanley
pick to
T.
click. Threevo, my pick, and Dave 1981, who's going to make us both losers. So here's what I want you guys to do. Go sign up for Solve for Why for $9.99. Realize you're saving about $115 a month. Take that $115 and donate it to Miracle Flights.
Genius approach. I like that.
This is why I'm paid the small bucks, man. I'll tell you what, man. I know like hosting and streaming and commentating has been new for you the last few years, and it's been new for me too.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's more work than I thought, but it's fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. I always enjoy getting to call action. It's weird doing it cards down. Like this, it's difficult because like you can't really do more than call the action. I can speculate a little bit, but we're talking about 10 big blind poker here, so
yeah,
it's not like I'm going to be guessing right very often.
His range, no.
Right, like Dave is 4 big blinds here. Unless Stanley has aces, he probably should have just been shoving. But he might be trapping.
Let's see.
Oh, baby. Oh, that's a big flop for Dave. There it
Boom.
is. GG.
Your
Dave,
boy.
1981.
Dave, you hung around to win 3rd place. You could have been out.
Our guys
4
are
or
heads
5
up,
spots.
man. This is rigged.
Come on. We called it. So what are we doing?
Happen?
So here's what we're going to, how about this? If Threevo wins, I will donate $100 to Miracle Flights.
Okay.
And if Stanley wins, you will donate $100 to Miracle Flights.
Okay. That sounds good.
How's that?
I feel like it should be the other way around.
Why?
I feel like I should donate if you win and vice versa. And I
Okay.
feel like I should also donate double since my guy has 2x chip lead here.
Okay. Done.
All
Booked.
right. All right. So if your man pulls it out, I'll donate 200. If Stanley holds on for the victory, you donate 100.
I'll bump it up to 200 too.
All
So
right.
There you go. Just because.
Can't do anything fair with Tom. He always has to take the worst of it.
Well. All right, there's your boy.
Let's go. How do we pick the final 2? It's incredible.
Well, we're just that damn good, man.
Variance.
I mean, come on, bro.
This is variance at work.
It's not our first rodeo.
That's true.
Plus, I went into behind the system and just started finagling shit.
Sure. That's it.
I didn't do that, and I shouldn't say the S word either.
Yeah, that's a great salesmanship of yours.
Yeah.
We rig final tables here at fadedspade.com.
Hey, but when we rig them, it's for a good cause because now
Right.
Miracle Flights is making more money. We're down to heads up. It's Stanley T3, Threevo. My pick is Threevo. Matt's pick is Stanley T3. We'll see what happens. Both these guys are really responsible for busting Berkey.
True story.
So let's go.
Directly and indirectly.
How'd you like doing hindsight, man?
It was a really fun project. It was nice to take a trip down memory lane and recapture all of those hidden moments from WSOP past. It still feels weird to put my own twist on it. Like I don't necessarily feel like I'm in a position to do analysis of the 2005 main event.
Why?
I don't know. I mean, it just seems like, not that there's anything wrong with it. It just seems like not in the spirit of what poker was back then, you know. But people love it now. It's like we love looking at things through hindsight vision and kind of reflecting back on like how bad everybody was at that stage of the game, and it is interesting, I guess, to some degree to see how far we've evolved.
3-0 chipping up. Yeah, you know what? I didn't even think about it like that. I didn't think about it like we were all so bad back then. But yeah, we were.
Oh, it's tragically bad.
Like when I think about when I first started playing competitively 2-5, I was like the most ABC player ever.
Yeah.
But I made so much money.
Yeah, that wins. That just wins.
Back then. Now, if I were to try to play ABC, I'd be crushed.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. We got a real battle brewing. Limp by Stanley. Check by 3-0. Check on the flop. I'm not really sure what Stanley is going to have in this situation. Maybe a little bit of ace high. Maybe a pocket pair of sorts. If he has 2s, 3s, 4s, or 5s, he just got counterfeit and plays the board. If he has ace high, that becomes really strong. Oh, he has the 9-3 of diamonds.
Suited.
Turn the flush draw. Very unlucky to miss.
3-0 is just that good, dude.
That's true. He ended up with a really strong hand by the end.
Chad Cordova says, I'll donate $100 if they both go all in next hand. So there you go.
This could be it. There it is. All in.
Could it happen?
Come on, Frevo. This is for $100.
Let's go. Get it in there, 3-0. Stop thinking. Let's go, 3-0.
These guys are playing for real stakes. This is tough.
It's Hawaii.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
They're literally playing
around.
They're literally playing a 4K heads-up match.
You're right. This is pretty cool. What does the guy get who helps Burke with his plugs for S4Y? What does the guy get who helps Burke with his plug for?
Must be Alpha Rec.
Must be Alpha Rec. Yeah.
We'll work a hoodie out for you, Ryan.
Yeah. You Get Nothing and Like It.
Yeah.
What movie is that from?
No, sure.
Caddyshack. I think.
Great movie.
I think. Stan the man.
He's putting up a fight. They are just trading blinds.
So here's what's on the line. We've got a 4-night trip to Hawaii, Waikiki. We've got myself donating $200 to Miracle Flights if Stanley wins, and Matt donating $200 to Miracle Flights if 3-0 wins. We've got everybody at the final table got a free month subscription to Solve for Why Poker Training. We got a couple promo codes to fadedspade.com, and there we go. I don't know how I just remember that stuff.
I mean, this is what you have to do.
I should put on music. A little late for that. I should have put on music during the final table.
It's pretty hard with Twitch now, right? Like they have copyrights for, or don't they have strikes against like pretty much everything?
I don't know. Like for the streams we do, when we do our own like free rolls for our customers and etc., I put music on, we stream, no problems. They only have a problem with it when you like go on break, if you keep the music running.
Yeah.
Then it's like copyright comes up because you're on break. But if it's showing, if Spotify is showing its title, I guess they're fine with it.
Really?
I don't know. That's what it seems like.
Fascinating.
I'm hypothesizing.
Sure.
Levi and Ma at Faded Spade Cards. Tom, thank you. Thank you, Matt. Levi, thank you. Thank you for coming on. If that's who I think it is and sharing your story.
Yeah, Levi was great. How old is he? I guess I should have asked him.
Oh yeah.
You probably don't have that answer, but he seemed quite mature for youth.
I love the shades.
Yeah.
They were like those 1970s shades too.
Yeah.
All right, your boys all in. Let's go 3-0. Win that trip to Hawaii. Make Matt Berkey pay $200 to Miracle Flights, which he's going to do anyway, I'm sure.
Happy to pay it. Happy to pay it.
Just give me something. Give me something so I can always hold a little something over at Matt. Because look, I'm not going to beat him in poker. Like, he can teach me all he wants. I'm not going to be as good, but like, just let me at least be able to hold over the head the time he fell off a scooter in Austin, and the fact that he had to pony up $200 because my guy won.
Your ability to see into the future.
It's a beautiful thing.
Here we go. They're getting it. They're getting it. They're just shoving now. Well, at least Stanley is.
What are the blinds at? 40?
20, 40. 10 big blinds each.
This is
the
baby.
most competitive. Oh my God, he slow rode him. He slow rode him.
No.
Oh, 3-0. That's your boy.
No, I thought I saw something that wasn't there.
Oh, straight?
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Stanley, GG 3-0. Congratulations, Tom. I'll be donating $200 to Miracle Flights as my man fell short in the heads-up battle.
There you go. But look, everybody, we want to say thank you on behalf of Miracle Flights for donating for this unbelievable charity. Make sure you guys spread the word about miracleflights.org. It's an unbelievable, passionate team with a phenomenal purpose. Thanks to everybody that played. Thanks. Oh, and Levi says 14 years old. There you go, Levi. Thank you for all of the sponsors who took time and money to partake in this and help support Miracle Flights in this endeavor. We're going to continue doing these charitable and corporate games on the Faded Spade Card Club, but it is all about Miracle Flights tonight. Matt, did you have a good time?
Yeah, I had a blast. This was a lot of fun. I wish I would have performed a little bit better at the final table, but can't win them all.
The key word is performed at the final table. So Berkey was here making the final table, showing people what's up. Look, on behalf of Faded Spade, Miracle Flights, for Matt Berkey, I'm Tom Wheaton. We will see you on the virtual tables next time. Get to miracleflights.org and keep those donations coming. Take it easy, y'all.
All right, everybody. I just want to say thank you for tuning in to the Miracle Flights charity event. I'm going to try to do some more of this in the future. This was very last minute. I didn't do a great job of promoting it or giving it the platform that it deserves. But in the future, hopefully I'm going to get a little bit better of a setup. I will create it in such a way where you can see my whole card similarly to how I do my regular streams. For those of you wondering how my regular streams are going to act moving forward, I'm probably going to at least stream on Sundays from here on out. I may go somewhere for the GG main event. I'm not really sure just yet. But I'll keep everybody posted. The vlogcast, as you noticed, probably didn't come out yet today. It'll be out at 4 p.m. tomorrow. So please tune into that. We have a very spirited talk about the Doug Polk, Daniel Negreanu heads-up match that I think you'll all enjoy. And once again, I appreciate everybody here for hanging out, sticking with us. Sorry I couldn't be a little bit more interactive with the chat. It wasn't my platform. So thanks again to anybody who had a piece of me throughout the WSOP. Thank you for following, and I hope you got your payment. If any of you haven't, please reach out to Caleb with your information, and I'll be sure to facilitate that. So until tomorrow, I'll see you manana.